Don't stop believing, I know it's gonna be better. Say la, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom, la, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum. Can't be loved by everybody. It's impossible, you know. And trust me, it's okay, so let the toxic people go. Your peace within is more priceless than a pearl. You got to be happy, cause life's just way too short. Don't stress the little things, they will only waste your time. Just take it easy, easy like a nursery rhyme. And I'm singing, I know it's gonna be okay. So I wanna see you smile today. Hey, you just gotta be happy, man. Good days, bad days, it's all part of life. But you must keep the blues on and enjoy every single day. I'm sure you've had some happy days before. So what makes you think you can't have more? Can't have more. Keep on fighting and you'll see. You will soon see rainbows. Hey, come on. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. Happy day. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. Happy day. La, 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 la. I'm on the way. Beautiful clouds, where you are, where you are. There are beautiful clouds, where you are.
are stories making headlines from the various regions of Ghana. Now, from the Volta region, the Batok Catholic Hospital in the northern district of the region is battling serious infrastructure, equipment, and staff shortages, despite performing hundreds of life-saving surgeries and attending to thousands of patients every day. According to the hospital authorities, the situation is putting enormous pressure on the doctors and nurses, which is affecting quality healthcare delivery. Gifty Dompre, the in charge of the surgical department, stated that between January and February this year alone, about 521 surgeries were performed, placing enormous pressure on the facility and its staff.
Our spaces are not enough, it's not big for us. Looking at the number of cases we do here, January, February alone, we have done 521 surgeries in Catholic Hospital Baton. We do a lot. We don't have a lot of spaces, so we are pleading that they should come to our aid.
Another major concern is a neonatal intensive care unit. The unit currently has only 3 functioning incubators, although the hospital requires between 7 and 10 incubators to probably take care of premature and critically ill babies. Dr. Dorothy Saki says the shortage is affecting their ability to provide the best health care for newborn babies.
I'm not happy. I'll say I'm managing with what I have. As we know, our health sector needs more work, more equipment. So that's not the only thing that we need. We need what we call the TCB, or that's a transcutaneous bilirubinometer. That's for checking the level of bilirubin in a baby who is jaundiced. It will really help us because we are also limited. Sometimes when you take the blood sample to the lab, we don't get the results within 24 hours. It can take about 2 or 3 days. And it will help if we know that, oh, this baby has to be started immediately with phototherapy or not.
The children's ward is also heavily congested with limited space for patients and caregivers. Pregnant women who attend maternal services at the hospital also face overcrowded conditions due to the inadequate space. However, hospital authorities say the increasing number of patients is not matched to the inadequate staff. It's not matched with adequate staff. Some departments are severely understaffed, forcing health workers to work extremely long hours. Management is therefore appealing to the Ministry of Health to grant clearance for trained nurses who have completed school and are yet to be employed to help address the staff shortage. Health workers warn that without urgent intervention, the increasing demand for healthcare service could overwhelm the facility and affect the quality of health provided to thousands of patients who rely on the hospital. Moving on to other regional stories, a group within the National Democratic Congress in the Volta region, calling itself Friends of John Paul Semevo, is urging him to reconsider his decision to withdraw from the race of the position of the Volta Regional Deputy Secretary ahead of the party's upcoming regional elective elections. The group believes his absence from the contest could affect the party's grassroots strength, citing the long-standing commitment and support of the NDC over the years. Speaking at a press conference in Hull, the convener of the group, Stewart Rich, said John Paul Semevo has consistently shown loyalty to the party.
Mr. John Paul Semevo is a man you can trust. Is a man who has been tried already at the regional level in terms of his capacity to assist, and he has delivered. And we, as friends, have that high confidence that when he assumes that role as Deputy Secretary, he will deliver.
Another supporter, Obianim Charles, also noted that Semevo's business experience and track record service make him well positioned to serve effectively as the Volta Regional Deputy Secretary.
He has constantly demonstrated that his love for NDC through many ways, including massive financial support for them during opposition and now in the governing NDC. As a young leader and a fearless advocate, he is deeply attached to the party's ideas. We strongly believe that upcoming elections for him is to win. As such, we humbly call him to reconsider his decision and go back into the race as a Volta Regional Deputy Secretary aspirant.
For more stories, kindly log on to our website www.metrotvonline.com and follow us on all social media platforms at Metro TV Ghana.
Service I don't want again. I don't want again. No, they do again. Recruitment back I started 50 last year up to this year. Today this, tomorrow that. Some will receive their message, some will not receive theirs. You know that our network system in Ghana is not okay, but you are doing online stuff. Eh? Tell me why you will be shifting the date. First one will be shifted date. No, we understand you. Maybe dates are first date. No, yeah, now your result ain't to me in bad. You people cannot your result no ain't to me in bad. Sana sad date no, and you came to extend it. That is fine. We understand you perfectly. And I would extend it. So what the deadline? And I so name category A B. They are still on pending. Well, some have received theirs. So these people, are you not thinking about their emotions or what? You're not even addressing the public on it. Huh? Well, that's for me, dear. I don't want again. Misikano, Mami calculating their mass spending was service. Come on, serving my own country too. Serving my motherland too. I have to go through stress. So imagine when if the stress you have to go through before your salary will come. But you pay quest now, give me my money, let me find my somewhere and stay. Eh? Why are we behaving like this in this country? Why are you frustrating the youth like that? Why? Say you want to better. Some have done them. And look at it. Honorable Madekuku now, I don't want to do again. Can you please? I don't want to. In fact, whether I'm qualified or disqualified, I don't give a damn anymore. Just give me my money. Just give my.
In 2025, when it attempts to streamline things, and we all know as citizens that it is in our interest that things are streamlined and opportunities are such that everyone will have an equal level playing field to access those opportunities. But we are witnesses to the corruption of the process in our time. And we are not even demonstrating against it. We are not even speaking up against it. In fact, we are looking for opportunities ourselves. So, this is about our national security. And it is being dashed to party secretaries' sons, organizers' daughters, chairman's sons. Well, maybe the next NDC government will have to create a balance before it begins to correct. Yeah. Because if you have flooded the police and the fire service with your sons and daughters, who, by the way, are also citizens and are entitled to the opportunity, and so it will be unfair to sack them. You can't even sack them. The law doesn't permit you to. But perhaps it will be fair for the NDC to also flood and create a 50-50. Yeah, so then we can all begin to talk correction. Because an attempt to do the right thing without creating that balance means the NDC loses favor with the people. Because then the perception is created as if the NDC doesn't like its own people. I have witnessed a situation where I was walking with a colleague member of parliament at the parliament car park. So I'm telling you this true story. Saw a lady approach. Said, oh, this girl is my former women organizer's daughter. She came to me looking for a job some time ago. The lady gets close. This colleague MP of mine asks her, hey, did you get the job you said you wanted? She says, no, she's still looking. Said, if you get immigration, will you go? She says, yes. Take this number, go and call the person and go and do medicals. Yeah. Life in front of me. That's how people are recruited. That's it. And that is why the NDC couldn't have chosen a better theme than Rescue Ghana. In every sphere of life, this country needs rescuing. The economic front, we need to be rescued. The country needs rescuing. The environmental front, the energy front, even the social front.
All of you. Well, let me start by thanking you sincerely for making it to this. This is, someone said this is rarely done, but I needed to do this so that we can clarify some misconception that is in there. Let me start by saying that, the wish of this government is to be able to create jobs, not only in the security service, but across the sectors, to our teeming youth that are direly in need of jobs. But since the past 2-3 days, there have been a lot of misconception in the social media talking about the recruitment exercise. And we needed to put some perspective right. One, we started this process I think in December, right? Yeah. In December, with the hope of trying to make the system as transparent as possible. And with transparency, you need to open it up by showing people how they can apply. Then you take them through the process. Coincidentally, by the time the deadline for application was closed, and this is very important, there was a total of 506,618 applicants. Over 500,000 Ghanaians youth were urging to be able to join our security service. This is an excellent thing. People who want to come forward and be able to serve their country, which is a very good thing. But as all of us know, out of these over 500,000.
All right, good morning. Thank you very much for joining the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Audu Moro. It's always a pleasure to come your way. It's a beautiful Friday morning. Today is Friday for Muslims. It's a very, very important day. We go to the mosque and offer Jummah prayers. And so I'll always urge, implore, and advise our Muslim colleagues that let's meet at the mosque today at 12:30 and worship Allah. But let me just say that big thanks to the Almighty Allah for making it possible for us to return here to join the nation's conversation on the big issues that are making the rounds in our dear country, Ghana. We also want to say big thanks to you, our loyal, cherished, and valued, audience of the show. You wake up every day, 7 a.m. You're here till 9:55, and so far you tell us that so far so very good. We're grateful, and they keep watching Metro Television, but also please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and this is where the real conversation happens. Anyway, so I'll go straight ahead and look at Hama Commission's LPG vessel in Korea. Minority demands refund, probe into security services recruitment. There's also ICU wins National Development Award. Accra's water supply and the threat of sand winning waste disposal pollute Wager Dam. I've looked at this already. Daily Guide says that NPP internal elections will verify eligibility of all aspirants. The Sampa traditional leader calls for peace amidst chieftaincy dispute. Government in massive security recruitment scam minority. Mahama commissions Asharami LPG vessel in South Korea. Telecel records revenue growth poised for expansion. And Sampa traditional leaders calls for peace amidst chieftaincy dispute. The new weekend crusading guide says GACL clears Magdan aviation assets from airport company. Sues. NPP goes digital with the dues. Launches nationwide registration. Bans cash collection by constituency executives. Adjust for pressures. Government 30% for quota for women, youth and PWCs. Grassroots mobilization key to 2028 victory. Ali Maiga Haledu. Uproar over Blakwa Chatham House disclosure. Minority raises questions over alleged U.S. military cooperation. Sampa chiefs seek presidential intervention in chieftaincy crisis. Spiritual leader demands national prayers to restore Ghana's stolen destiny. The Insight. Cocoa Board injects 4.2 billion cedis to settle cocoa farmers' arrears. NDC appointees must align themselves with core values of social democracy, says Honorable Niyama Ashite. Yeah, this man, it's been a long time. Yeah, he's the former member of parliament for the, what's the name of this constituency in Koliklote constituency. Yes, I see. Afro-Arab Group signs MOU with Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry on purchase of electric vehicles. Ghana must strive to undo centuries of British-era colonial exploitation and underdevelopment, says cleric. 7 months after deadly clash, family appeals to IGP to arrest Omanjo killers. Spain removes ambassador from Israel over U.S.-Israel war on Iran. And beware of fake DV number plates in circulation. DVLA warns public. The Herald this morning is reporting that Brian Champon's 771.2 million cedis rice and maize imports rot uncovered. Ibrahim Ahmad denies Magdan private jets terminal takeover. Ghana airport reveals indebtedness. Cocoa Board declines Vincent Assefua's interdiction demand. Awaits OSP charge probe on Deputy CEO Ato Boateng. Kwachu Fosu tackles MPP's private jet hypocrisy. At Tibubu police widen Queen Mother's murder probe. More suspects arrested. The Ghanaian publisher says why Gold Board is a definitive answer to currency volatility. Ablakwa's reckless remarks raising terror threat. Refund 130 million cedis to failed recruits, according to Minority. GACL evicts Magdan Aviation Property Company sues. Sampa elders decry violations of court order. The custodian says MPP rolls out digital membership registration and dues payments. Minority demands 111.32 million cedis refund to failed security applicants. Now, Okra Miles Ablakwa puts Ghana's security at risk. Anodompe raises alarm over delays in Ghana BP carbon credit talks. Why Gold Board is a definitive answer to currency volatility. The Daily Post says that the president commissions new LPG vessel for Sahara Energy. The Straj congratulates Dr. Randy Abbey for timely submission of his asset declaration form to Auditor General, throws out allegation brought against him by one Wilberforce Asari. The CBG donates 300,000 cedis to support GMTF's Heal Ghana Month campaign. The Catholic Standard says the Catholics pray for Cardinal Derry's beatification. Is it beatification or beautification? Beautification or beatification. Anyway, the Silence the Guns, Pope Leo XIV pleads. Ghana glorifies God in Rome. There's also night bailed for the future. KSG hands over 4 meters bungalow to Sotum Seminary. And there's, you can always expect an editorial from the Catholic Standard. It says that a Pope who speaks when the world falls silent. Now let's look at the Inquisitor. Inquisitor this morning is reporting that after hiding arrest and investigations, Kweku Ayahot, I'm talking about Kweku Ajimamenu, who is a former health minister, apologies to transport minister, and there's a Sampa crisis getting bigger. Leaders to President Mahama. Nana B for NPP First National Vice Chair, and the shipping lines to refund customers after wrongful discharge, according to GSA boss. Metro Lens Global Oil Crisis, Petroleum Hub Deputy CEO urges fast track of PHDC. NPP online membership registration. Kodia assures strict verification for internal elections. A Blackwest Chatham House disclosure. A security liability. And this minority raises alarm over silence in Ghana BP carbon credit talks. That's with the Metro Lens for today. Now let's look at what the BNFT is also reporting. It says BOG mop-up cost ease, but remain elevated at 17 billion cedis. And also BOG oversight of large credit unions long overdue. According to experts, there's Gold Key Properties launches Rangoon REIT following oversubscribed IPO. Saudi bans poultry imports from Ghana et al. And the SNAT's assets under management rise 25% to 225 billion cedis. A Daily Searchlight, woman found dead in room of Juju man lover. And there's a protect lawful chief. Sampa traditional elders demand from President Mahama. And there's also making amends. Cocoa Board releases 4.2 billion cedis to stabilize cocoa sector and settle farmer arrears. Korea honors President Mahama as Yonsei University bestows honorary degree. Honorable Minta Kando suspends a Kanchina Nursing College head as investigations begin. Protect lawful chief. Sampa traditional elders demand from President Mahama. The Informer says Fish is predicting steady global economic growth. There's level calls for dismissal, prosecution of officials over 8.1 billion cedis fraudulent arrears. Justify use of Ibrahim Mohammed's private jet. Imani boss demands Mahama. Muntaka hijack security services recruitment in Team Fojo. And as Ghana Airspace Security Minority demands transparency. MPP online registration. General Secretary allays fears. The Daily Statesman. MPP kicks off online registration to ensure efficient party membership operations. Minority. Galamsey rising due to rebranding of PMMC. A Blackwest loudmouth risk Ghana's security. Ajasafo advocates 30% contracts for women, youth, and PWCs. And Anodompre questions delay in Ghana BP carbon credit negotiations. Let me now go online and check out what the online portals are also reporting this morning. Now start with Major Online that says that MP increases fuel price floor for March 16 window. Petrol now is 11.57. Cedis diesel pegged at 14.35. And there's also Ghana to submit UN resolution on slavery reparations. Eyes broad support. GACL terminates fixed base operation agreement with Magdan Aviation over persistent debt. Mohammed's use of brother's jet, not permanent, is due to lack of reliable state aircraft. Felix Kwachi Ofosu. Ghana Web, this one says that can the U.S. Army operate in Ghana inside the controversial defense agreement? And there's also Court of Appeal upholds 1 million cedis judgment against, sorry about that, that's against Mawako in food poisoning case. Samuel Sekufo to be named as Asante Kotoko Chief Executive Officer, that's according to a report. The City Newsroom says the Magdan accuses GACL of breaching contract, defying court's injunction. And there's also stranded Ghanaians in Doha asked to be, okay, sorry about that, asked to submit travel details to embassy. Be patient. Government working to create more jobs, acceding Ketia to Ghanaians. And the cocoa board farmers were ignored in $100 million cocoa farm tools procurement. Let's now look at your favorite, Metro TV Online. My favorite and our favorite, Metro TV Online. It says the Magdan Aviation accuses GACL of breaching contract in FBO dispute. Antoine Semenyo opens up on tough Champions League debut against Real Madrid. It was a 3-0. Embarrassing, wasn't it? And there's a Kotoko set to appoint Samuel Osekufu as new CEO for upcoming season. Salaga to get satellite passport office. Zuwaira Ibrahima. And there's GACL terminates FBO agreement with Magdan Aviation over debt default. All right, or default. Okay, so that's it for the newspaper and the online portal review. So stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Today I've got two interviews. One is an executive interview. The other is an internal one. I'm sure that you've heard about it already, but don't worry. I'm not. I'll keep you in suspense. Just stay with us.
Obiano Bia, so you be, wish me you be, Tiana, Obiano Bia, Atadana Show, say, okay, it's now to seek out for toilet. Maybe I should Yamife, Tiana, Obiano Bia, what about time with your condition? Mijay, the Toma, Yana, Sika Cruya, Obiano Bia, well, Obiano Bia, Obiano, or you need pass you be. Nakupon, but you know, pet. Friend, if I say you are me child, when you saw, who you be, let's so me you be. Yen I am Rassi, who no one said in Russia, I said, President to lawyer, Yen I am Rassi, who are which I'm Bogana, which you come and I'm dancing. Already made, Michelle Fools, who bought Premier, Nibokos, who did Dallas, maybe serious. And once I would be an issue, yes, when my young man to send this schedule. Yena Obiano Bia, Obiano Bia, on the sunny, change national. Who need baby, who be Wada, who bought Roma, Nebo Bassett, Yena Yamikruya, Obiano Bia, Obiano Bia.
You're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. The show is live on 94.1 FM, so please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. My name is Audu Moro. Now, in Ghana's eastern region, a disturbing social crisis continues to unfold. And here I'm talking teenage pregnancy. Teenage pregnancy. Now, it's robbing hundreds of girls of their childhood, of their education, and essentially their future. Now, in the riverside of Atimpoku, the situation is especially dire. It's very, very serious. It's getting out of hands. Now, some of these girls become mothers as early as 14, abandoned by the very men who promised them love. Now, this fantastic, well done, well produced documentary by one of our own. And I'm talking about the man Shadrach Odamejari. He has put a documentary together, but it's also a heartbreaking one. I've talked about being well produced, fantastic, but it's also a very heartbreaking one. And it's called The Silent Tears. We put it up earlier on your screens. It's The Silent Tears. And when you watch this documentary, you will definitely be moved. And perhaps you may shed some tears. But the man who is behind this production has been working on this for a while now. It's something he's very passionate about. He loves to work on documentaries because he believes that the stories must be told and must be told in ways that a lot of people can relate to. So he's putting a lot of effort, a lot of resources, obviously, backed, supported by the Ignite Media Group to put this together. The man is here to tell us a bit about the documentary, what triggered his interest in doing this, and when it's going to show. First of all, what is the story about, when it's going to show, and why you, our audience this morning, must watch this documentary. So Shadrach is here. Shadrach, good morning. It's good to have you join us on the show. How are you?
Good morning, Alaji. I am pretty well.
Good. Let me start with this. I think it's okay for persons who don't know you personally. Who is Shadrach? Aside the fact that you work here at Metro TV.
Mm-hmm.
Who is Shadrach?
So I am your real storyteller. Let me put it that way. On Metro TV, I mean, like you mentioned, as a journalist, I feel one of your core duties is to make sure people or the marginalized voice are heard, and then you make your platform an impact or a positive change platform. So sometimes people would want to ask you, but how come you are doing all this and then you are not on the, say, like the GJ radar? Or no, yes, when it's good when it comes, you accept it. If it doesn't, and you are able to affect even one single life, whether it's in areas of education, in health, in women and children protection, in any of the fields, once you are able to affect one positive life, for me, that is my award, that is my priority, and that is fulfilling. So I am your real storyteller. I am your broadcast journalist. I mean, on my free times, I do acting. So I have 1, 2, 3, or 4 movies to my credit, and sometimes a PR, sometimes a chef, sometimes an MC, but primarily to the core, I am your real storyteller.
How long have you been in journalism?
It hasn't been long. I am just a child, let's say 10, 11, 12 years.
10,
maybe.
11,
Yeah.
12 years. Okay. That's a long time, actually. 10, 11, 12 years is quite. It's quite
not when I'm speaking tomorrow.
I see. And you started with Metro, or you've been with some other media houses?
So I actually started from online radio.
Okay.
And subsequently started writing for some of the newspapers and some online portals. So I know people have Googled my name and said, but I saw your name on Ghana Web. I saw your name on Ghanaian Times. It was because I was writing for all those platforms. Then subsequently, I moved to TV radio. I worked a bit with GH1 in Kumasi, then moved back to corporate communications, and then subsequently I felt, no, I think I'll still have to go back to my first love. So even though I am a PR and a journalist, I think mostly journalism comes first for me before any other thing. Yeah. So that is how I have transcended, done radio, done print, online, TV. So I think for media, I have done a 360.
Silent Tears. What is this documentary about?
Right. So I have been doing a lot of traveling in Ghana, especially. I think currently the only region I haven't visited is the Upper West region. That aside, I have done all the other 15 regions. And usually, because of my ears or nose for the real stories, I always want to know what's happening. And the issue of child marriage and child or teenage pregnancy and then child brides came up, and everybody was talking about northern Ghana because that is where we think it's prevalent. So on one of my trips, I think it was just for these Ghana month stories, and I found myself in the eastern region. So I wanted to look at the Adomi Bridge, look at the Volta Lake, all the things happening around the Adomi Bridge gardens. But I realized that it looks like every minute or two, you find a young girl with a child, every minute or two. And I was just thinking, oh, how come all these mothers are leaving their babies for these kids?
Okay.
So I just passed that comment only for my friend to say, no, there is no mother leaving the child for these children. These are children raising children. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he was like, for this place, from 12, 13, 14, you'll find girls with children. They are all mothers. So all the children you are seeing carrying children are children mothering children. And I decided to get close to some of them. And funnily, even at the station where once you park, you find people rushing to your car, almost everybody there is either a teenage mother or has been a teenage mother.
Right.
And I was like, but why is this thing happening? We always thought, or we've always stereotyped the northern part of the country to be engaged in this. So why are we seeing it here?
Okay.
Then the conversation continued further, and I realized that as you may be seeing the smiles on their faces, but inside, most of them are carrying their pain or wallowing in their pain. You are seeing them selling on the street, but once night draws near, the thought of where do I sleep comes in.
Okay.
Sometimes even what you see them carrying are not theirs. They are selling for someone. So somebody will work for the whole day and just earn 20 cedis or 30 cedis.
Okay.
So I asked them, you may be menstruating. How do you get your sanitary towels?
Right.
You have a baby to feed. How do you feed that child? When there are health needs, what do you do? Shelter. So that was where I got to realize that there is more to the story than we are seeing. Some even stepping down from broken homes. Mother, father, not available, then you realize that all their children subsequently become teenage mothers. Okay. So it's a roller coaster of issues happening in places like Atimpoku, and I felt people may not, or authorities may not have heard of their story or have probably never imagined that we could have such a thing coming from. Even the abuse they are going through. There are most of the men that will come from the island communities, abduct these girls, take them there, forcefully get married with to them, have children with them, and then subject them to every sort of abuse, verbally and physically.
That's very serious, and I think that we can't wait to watch this. And it's premiering today?
It's premiering today at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. So we look at the whole story of teenage motherhood and even the health implications, because there are people, the issue of obstetric fistula comes in. And with obstetric fistula, it's so crazy that people even subject you to spiritual dealings. It was because of what your parents did, or it was because of some abomination you have caused. And with obstetric fistula, there's so much incontinence. Right. So you can't even tell, pardon my words, what time you are passing stool or what time you are passing urine. You just be seated like this. The next moment you check, and then you have stool leaking. That's or you terrible. Have urine leaking. And I had to go through some of the hospitals, like the Mankisim Catholic Women Hospital, to find even married women who are going through this. So if people who have developed bodies are going through obstetric fistula, what happens to the 14-year-old mother, and people who have even lost their marriages and children out of obstetric fistula. So all these issues come to play in Silent Tears.
All right, so we can't wait. I mean, this is premiering today at 2 p.m. Silent Tears on
2 p.m. today,
yes. All right, and we'll watch it. And perhaps would have you join us again for us to have a review of the documentary. So, first of all, we want to wish you the best of luck. Thank you very much for joining us on Good Morning Ghana. That's our own Shadrach Odame Ejari. He is the man the man behind the production of Silent Tears. It's gotten a lot of people, especially on social media, talking. And I mean, Ghanaians can't wait to watch this. I can't wait to watch it. Please make time, 2 p.m. today on Metro Television. And let's watch Silent Tears. Very heartbreaking story. Anyway, so yeah, still keep watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. I have a very important engagement and have a very important interaction with the NCA boss. He's Edmond Fianco. He joins us shortly. Don't go anywhere, please.
In the quiet town of Atimpoku, dreams begin early. But for many girls, those dreams end far too soon. In Ghana, nearly 1 in 5 girls aged 15 to 19 has experienced pregnancy. In communities like Atimpoku, childhood is replaced by motherhood.
Me was 16 years and I my first child.
I birthed my first child at age 16.
Her story is not rare here. It is the silent reality of many girls.
Boy, be penny. No, me print man. Me name so anusu ebeyemisa. Tene nanti sa nyisa ni ba no jan koy.
Abandonment, abuse, and a future rewritten overnight.
When me to go school back. I'm a future and person me nurse and person me go school no. I'm a winner.
Education lost, dreams buried beneath survival.
Teenage pregnancy also brings dangerous health risk, complications that can leave young girls scarred for life. But hope still lives in Atimpoku. Through awareness, support, and education, change is possible. This is their story, the silent tears of Atimpoku, and the call for the world to finally listen. Silent Tears premieres on Metro TV on Friday, 13th March 2026. In the quiet town.
All right, you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Just gone by Shadrach Dami Ojari. He's our own Shadrach. He joined us a while ago to talk about his yet to be premiered documentary. It's called The Silent Tears. It's at 2 p.m. today on Metro Television. All right, let me just say that we have a very important guest who's also joined us this morning, and it's about the National Communications Authority. The National Communications Authority is celebrating their 30th anniversary. Celebrations was launched on the 25th of February, and there's lots of things that you should be expecting. But also, more importantly, fundamentally, we have to learn a bit more about what they do, shouldn't we? And also understand how NC has evolved over the years, and many issues that have come up about the NC and the job that they do. I'm sure that today he'll be educating and clarifying some things that have come up in the public domain. So he's here himself. I'm talking about the NCA boss, the Director General himself. I'm talking about Edmond Fianco. He's our guest on the Good Morning Ghana show today. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you
How
too,
are
sir.
you?
Very well, by God's grace.
Yeah. How's the family? How's
everyone is keeping well.
Right. So there are two congratulatory messages that I have for you. The first one has to do with your appointment as the NCA boss. This is the first time you're making an appearance on perhaps, not perhaps, but Ghana's biggest TV morning program, current affairs analysis program, which is Good Morning Ghana. Yeah. So on behalf of the production team, the management of Metro TV and the Ignite Media Group, I want to say a big congratulations on your appointment as the NCA boss.
Thank you.
And also congratulations to NCA itself.
Right.
30 years.
That's right.
I know there's a lot to say about the NCA. But first of all, let's talk about your appointment just briefly. I mean, when it came up, was it something you were expecting?
Well, at the time the announcement was made, yes. I knew about it. But when I got the call, it wasn't expected.
Right.
Yeah,
but was that part of your aspirations that someday you'd love to lead this wonderful, fantastic organization?
Well, for the NCA? I joined the NCA as a national service person.
Right.
You know, everybody who joins the police, you will have it somewhere in your heart that one day you'll become IGP. So, yeah, it's not a function of personal ambition, but I mean, if you work in any space, I've been committed to service. And if you serve, as you know, people recognize and appreciate your service. They said that the reward for good hard work is more work. And that is how I see it. This is additional responsibility bestowed on me, even to serve more than I've done previously.
You talked about the fact that you joined the NCA since
that was 2004 as a national service.
That's 2004, national service personnel. Wow. And was this part of your plans to stay there after national service, or you had other plans?
Yeah, when I joined, so I trained as an engineer, and I was taken to the frequency management division. Today we call it the engineering division. So it was work that was, I first learned about the NCA during my project work. Okay, I was doing project work on broadband over power line, and I had to find out the regulatory implications of what I was doing. That was my first exposure to regulation. And I remember the late Major Adanse was the director for frequency management. I interviewed him, and he got me excited about the work that they did. So I asked him if I could come and do national service. He said, oh, why not? And I remember at the time, Mr. Brobier was the director of finance and administration. I brought my service forms, and they took me. And the rest is history.
When you had a call from the appointing authority, did you ask yourself, why me?
I really want to discuss the conversation, the conversation that went on TV, but the individual who called me explained to me the need for an experienced hand, And like I said, I've always been committed to service. And I want to use the opportunity to thank His Excellency the President for appointing me and trusting me with this responsibility to serve our country in this capacity. And I'm hoping to give of my best as far as God enables me to serve the authority and to serve the country. What we do affects everybody. Even though we don't directly engage with the consumers, the decisions we make have a far-reaching implication on connectivity for the entire populace. And that is how important the work we do is. And we attach, that same importance and reflect deeply for every decision that we make to make sure that we are doing right by the people of Ghana. And all the stakeholders involved, the operators, the state itself, and the consumers of the services.
You are deepening, we'll talk about what NCA does quite shortly, but you, as you just said, you say you're deepening engagement with stakeholders on the critical policy and regulatory issues. Why do you think this is important?
Yeah, so in fact, number one, we are mandated by law to take the views of stakeholders. And over my 20 years, 22 years now, working with the NCA, my observation is that when we have done extensive consultations, we have made very good decisions. And number two, the execution has been better and more effective because, the more people feel heard, the more they are cooperative. And not just that, the inputs we receive enrich the decisions that we make. So I personally believe strongly in stakeholder consultation because it helps you refine, the decisions that you make. It helps people, follow through on the execution. And especially for the industry players, it helps them plan and prepare. So because they know what is coming. And then it helps them to adequately plan, strategize, how to leverage it. Regulatory decisions represent both opportunity and risk.
Right.
So we make one decision, it creates an opportunity for somebody, it poses a risk to somebody. But when people know in advance what is coming, then for those that see it as an opportunity, they are better positioned to take advantage of it. Those who feel there's a risk to whatever they are doing, they can prepare to mitigate that risk. And that is why consultations help also the industry in their own planning and preparation. It helps with investments because when we are predictable, it gives confidence to investors because, they know what's ahead and then, they have some certainty in the decisions that they make.
You are an agency under the Ministry of Communications, Digitalization and Technology, I believe. And you have about, I think the ministry has about 9 agencies under it?
Yeah, but at the last count, it's about 13
It's
now.
about 13
yeah,
now.
Whoa. It's about 13.
But it appears that NCA is always at the center of one form of conversation or the other. Why do you think that's the case?
Okay, so when the sector itself was liberalized, the NCA was the first regulator that was created. Okay, in the sector, out of the 13, there are some that have joined us based on the new construct, like GMET, others that hitherto were not traditionally part of the. I don't know if they've always been in the communication sector, but as far as the regulatory environment is concerned, the NCA was the first, created in 1996. We have created specialized agencies since then. Okay, GIFEC was created later. Also working with the NCA because now for rural telephony and how to cover the unserved and underserved areas, the NCA worked with the ministry and the industry to establish the fund. Okay, but then for governance and to ensure participation by the industry, it was created as an independent unit. Data Protection Commission, created in 2012. But before the DPC, we had a responsibility to take care of everything. Yeah. And then based on global developments, it was thought that we have to have a distinct, regulator for, data, because, that goes beyond the communication sector.
Right.
They do protect data processing in all sectors, whether it's a hospital processing data, it's a bank, they all have to, so that's why a distinct body was created. Cybersecurity, also because it goes beyond just the communication sector, a distinct body was created. So you will find most of the agencies were, created way after the NCA, and we've had to support them. Like we provide endowments for some of them when they were first created. NITA, GDNR, the NCA have had to, in their infancy, support them and help them to stay on their feet. We continue to support some of them still. We are housing the Cybersecurity Authority and supporting some of the other agencies in different ways. Yeah.
You are 30 years. I think it's important for us to appreciate and understand and learn more fundamentally about the evolution. When you say NCA, first of all, what do you do? I mean, you've given us a broad sense of what you do, but more specific about what does the NCA do? And 30 years, how has the journey been like? First of all, how did the idea of NCA come up in the first place? And what do you do?
Thank you. So, in the early 90s, so let's start from 1992, when the Constitution came up and the Fourth Republic started 1st January. There was a wave of changes that were happening. And at the time, one of the things that in 1994, Honorable Edward Salia was the Minister for Transport and Communications. And the policy that he led was the Accelerated Development Policy for Telecommunications. And the policy intended to liberalize, because prior to that, government, there was a monopoly, which was the PNT at the time.
Which was Post and Telecommunications.
Post and Telecom, that was established by law in 1974, even though it had existed longer than that, but it became a corporation then. But so it was like government investment was not aiding accelerated development of telephony. At the time, telephone penetration was under 1%. It means that less than 1% of the population had access to telephony services directly. So the policy was to liberalize so that we can have private capital come into it. So Ghana Telecom was now established as a corporation, as a company. So it became Ghana Telecommunications Company Limited. And then new licenses were given. So Melicom, Celtel, Scancom. But then if you now have private players, you have to have a referee to ensure that there's fairness, there's equitable access to resources. So the referee that was supposed to ensure that there was a fair playing ground for all the operators was the conception of the NCA. So the NCA was conceived as the regulator to serve as the independent referee for the competitors. So any space that has competition, you want to have an independent institution that ensures that there's fairness, because we also manage resources like the radio spectrum. So the radio frequency, so all the mobile services rely on spectrum. So somebody must ensure that everybody plays by the rules. So we also enforce the conditions of licenses, consumer protection.
Yeah.
So who protects the interests of the consumer? That mandate also rests with the NCA. And our regulatory services also expand beyond the primary communication. There's communication we also regulate aeronautical radio. So every aircraft that is registered in Ghana also obtains a radio license from the NCA. All the shipping vessels that are registered vessels in Ghana with a Ghana call sign also licensed by the NCA. Two-way radios, these walkie-talkies that security companies, etc. Also broadcasting. So, before the NCA, there was also the Ghana Frequency Registration and Control Board, which was under National Security. It was established by an SMCD decree. And they managed the spectrum. At the time, you remember the classic Radio Eye case.
Right.
That tested the constitutional provision.
You're talking about Recruitment.
Exactly. So in 1993, they tested, because the constitutional provision in Chapter 12 of the Constitution, you don't need a license. I think Article 163. You don't need a license for any form of mass media. Okay, but then 164 says that it is subject to laws that are necessary for public order, national security, etc. So when they tested it, you know, they were arrested, taken to court, and then they raised an objection that went to Supreme Court. But the judgment then, in 1996, was that the spectrum for broadcasting also has to be regulated. And so that mandate was also given to the NCA when the act was passed in 1996. You know, the Parliament first passed the bill in 94, and the President didn't assent to it. I believe at the time it was because the case on the broadcasting regulation was still in the court. So when the judgment was made, the bill was relayed, and then in December 1996, the President assented to the act, and it became law. But in 97, and I think this is interesting for listeners to know, so in 97, the NCA now existed on paper. I think Honorable Speaker Gabra was the minister then, and the beginning, you know, but when the NCA took shape and became a proper institution in 1998, at the time, the Honorable John Dramani Mahama was the Minister of Communications.
Interesting.
And he served as the first board chairman
of NCA.
Of the NCA. And so our story is very closely linked to His Excellency the President, who, you know, was one of the pioneering people who laid the foundations for the authority.
Very, very rich, but also very interesting journey, 30 years down the line. But you talked about the policy in terms of the requirements that one ought to have to be able to have access to a broadcasting license, which in itself is a product of the Dr. Rekubo-based court action and so on and so forth. But that has also meant that a lot of, I mean, it's very easy to apply for a license and you'll be given the license. But what has also meant is that we now have a lot of media houses, about 700 or so the last time I counted.
Yeah.
Now, that's, if you look at the economics of things, has also had some kind of economic and financial implications for most of these media houses, because we know a lot, you know, and yet you've also limited our reach. So, and I know it's not your fault, but you know, I don't know what you make of this. It's hurting a lot of these broadcasting.
So our job is a balancing act,
right,
for all the you know, because there are competing interests that we have to balance, you know. We are still receiving a lot of applications.
Really?
Yeah, you say the business is not good, but people keep applying.
Well, I'm sure they have other motives. They definitely have other motives.
You have no idea.
What?
The number of, so the volume of applications that we get, broadcasting is only second to short course.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the, you know, is the number in applications.
Advertising cake has shrunk.
Yes.
Anyway, that's another conversation.
But I mean, for where we sit, the existing bodies of law doesn't allow us to make decisions other than for technical reasons.
Right.
So if I can declare an application if I can't find a frequency in a particular location, the intended location of the applicant. Other than that, because, you know, remember the law says they actually don't need a license.
Yeah.
But they are coming for the license because of the frequency.
True.
So if there is a frequency available, I'm supposed to give it to them.
Yeah.
You get me?
Right.
But if the laws change and allow us to regulate broadcasting like we regulate other services, then we can make other considerations. We could do some regulatory impact assessment and say that, look, you know, we've seen the economic decline of the, and based on that, put a restriction on the numbers, but we don't have that same liberty when it comes to broadcasting services.
Let's talk about the MNOs and some of the internet service providers. I mean, there's still a lot of talk and a lot of complaints about quality of service. Sometimes you want to place a call through to somebody, it's a challenge. What has the NCA been doing about this?
Okay, so one, when we give the licenses, we also incorporate in the licenses quality of service obligations. And there are thresholds that they have to meet. You know, if you fail you'll be given an opportunity to remedy the breach. But if it persists, then there are sanctions that we will apply. I think the last time that we applied some sanctions, they took it to the tribunal. There's also the Electronic Communications Tribunal, which is mandated by law to review decisions of the authority. If we make a decision you are not happy about, you could go there for redress. And I think eventually the tribunal reduced the sanctions for them. And also we had to refine our processes. But what we've done this year, okay, is to amend the thresholds. So in the past, the threshold for mobile voice was that, you know, the call drop rate was 3%. What it meant is that for every network, if 3% of calls drop, it's okay.
Okay.
What we have done is to make it a bit more stringent. Now it is 1%. Okay, so we make that decision at the beginning of this year. We expect them to respond. The response is for them to make investments to ensure that they can meet this new threshold. The communication service actually requires significant investment in sites, in a lot of capacity that they have to invest in. So it takes time to, you know, you give a license to somebody. They need some time to put in all the resources to be able to deliver the service at the level that is expected. So we are expecting that by third quarter of this year, we expect compliance with the new thresholds. In the past, for coverage, the requirement was for them to cover to have presence in the district capitals. Now we have extended that further, that they have to cover the constituent communities within the districts. So that also requires that in a number of places that they are not currently present, they have to build new sites to cover some of those constituent communities. So we are doing all these to assure that services improve. The experience for, you know, telephony services is better. We see the progression because all of us will attest that some years ago coverage was a big challenge. And right now we have about 99% population coverage. Now, it's important that I distinguish between the coverage of the population and the coverage of the landmass. We haven't covered 99% of the landmass. We say we've covered 99% of the population. But there are a lot of, so there are some places where, for example, if you are driving on the highway, there are places that are not inhabited, okay? So there may be some dead spots along the way. But we are working on improving because it's a mobile service. The expectation is that, especially on major highways, the service should not drop. From Accra to Kumasi, you should be able to have a service all the way through. And so some of the dead spots are also things that we call attention to. So we have equipment for monitoring quality of service. So we have campaigns that we go on to measure from the consumer perspective. We also have a network monitoring system that is monitoring from the network perspective consistently. So we see what's going on in the network. The lag is about two hours. Every 2 hours, we know what happened 2 hours ago on everybody's network. Okay. So if there is a downtime somewhere, we would know, and then we would communicate for them to. Sometimes we'll issue trouble tickets if the fault has delayed for beyond a certain period of time. One thing that I will leverage this opportunity to seek support for is also on the fiber casts. You know, especially for data services, as to provide high-speed data, we need to have these fiber cables connecting the mobile towers. But we have fiber cuts from a lot of construction providers who dig and cut the cables and cause disconnection of the service. So every tower that you see must be connected to the network, either by fiber or by microwave. Normally, we have to have backup. So for the telephony networks or communication networks, for every good communication network, you have to have redundancy. So for all these connections, there is redundancy. So fiber is the primary, and then the microwave is the backup. But fiber has more capacity than the radio. So when the fiber is cut, it will impact the service. Earlier this week, I got a complaint from our farm planes, and then we checked what's going on. There have been several fiber cuts. And if you have a fiber ring and it is cut in, say, 2 places or 3 places, a whole number of sites can be cut off from the network. Okay, or if it's not completely cut off because we'll fall on the backup, the capacity can shrink, and then we'll experience a deterioration of the service in that area. So we're really encouraging the construction. We are engaging the highways and the feeder roads.
There's quite a number of issues I want to talk to you about. Unfortunately, our time is not our best friend. But let's see if we can talk about SIM registration. I understand that the NC is going to be leading under the re-registration. This is about the 3rd time.
Yeah.
There are some consumers who are saying that, Charlie, we're tired. I mean, what is the justification for this one?
Okay, so why are we going to do this again? Is that the objective of the identity, the number registration actually has not been met by the processes that we have done. The first time, what we failed to do was to verify the IDs. We started a registration up to a point before we started verifying. It was even being done manually. So a lot of them were not verified. And then there were also multiple IDs that were used. The second registration was to cure that. So now there was a single ID, which was the national ID. And then there were supposed to be 2 levels of verification. The first one was to verify. So that one was done. Verify that the details of the ID were correct. So we checked the PIN, the names, the name on the ID, and the date of birth. So that was sent to NIA, and then we'll get it returned. But then there was also the biometric part, which is to show that the person who is holding the card is the actual owner of the card. That verification was not done. So we want to do that this time. But I want to assure the communication public, consuming public, that our mandate is to ensure that this is very convenient. Okay, this is very convenient. I don't want to go ahead of myself to say a lot, but when we are ready to roll it out, we will communicate a bit further on some of the modalities. But the intention is to make it very convenient. The intention is to provide for self-service, so that people, because our direction is avoid the queues. Avoid the queues. So we're going to make it very, very convenient for people to do this. Remember, the layer that we are trying to address is the biometric verification part. So either, because we have cases where an MNO will share with us, if you take the photo of the card, the name, date of birth, and PIN are the same, but the photos are different.
That's clearly a problem.
You get me? And the long-term objective is to ensure that there is security, considering that mobile numbers are now bank accounts because of mobile money.
Right.
And it's important that we ensure that there is confidence and trust in the numbers. There's also fraud that security agencies need to curb. And the identity of the users of phone numbers is critical to curbing. Let me just add one new thing that we are doing.
Very important.
Which is we intend to establish a centralized equipment identity register.
What is
so
that?
Along with the SIM registration is also a central SIM register. Okay. One of the things we didn't enforce the last time was also the conversation about the cap on numbers. Because if people have unlimited access to numbers, it encourages fraud. So we intend to enforce that in a new process. But the equipment identity register, every network has an equipment identity register, which the IMEI, or the unique identity of your device, the network has them. Today, if your phone is stolen, okay, you don't have if you lose your SIM, you can, if your number is registered, you can go and block the SIM.
True.
But if your phone gets lost, somebody can just remove your SIM and use it.
Right.
But with the central equipment identity register, we also have modalities for you to be able to block the phone.
Oh, okay.
This is supposed to discourage people from stealing phones.
Right.
Okay, because if you steal a phone and you can't use it, it's a disincentive to so that you can drop your iPhone and some brand but your phone
because I can't use it.
It's useless. Because if you go report it and it's blocked, okay, yeah, and just to you don't have to re-register your device.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to link that to the SIM registration.
Okay.
Okay, so that we will have once you've registered your SIM, when they put a SIM in a device, we will have the record of, the identity of the person. But then what will rule out is the modalities for you to report, because we also don't want people to take advantage of that and abuse it.
Yeah.
That I have a problem with you, I will get your phone blocked. So currently we are working on a legislative instrument for a number of regulations, which would we are going through consultations. Today, this afternoon, there will be a consultation a session with people who responded to the public consultation document, and we would engage them based on our assessment of the comments that we made, that they made. So that will go to Parliament and be passed. We'll also send some further regulations on the Central Recruitment Identity Register.
The issue about FM interference to aviation services, what's the issue there?
Okay, so this is very, very important, and this is to the broadcasters.
Yes.
The FM band is very close to the aeronautical radio VHF band.
Right.
And sometimes, because, not to sound too technical, there's something we call harmonics.
Right.
So the FM signal sometimes can be heard in the aviation band if the FM transmitter is not well filtered. Okay, so we require the FM stations to have cavity filters, which will ensure that the signal does not stray, okay, either to interfere with other broadcasters and even more importantly with the aviation frequency, because the control tower communicates with the pilots using that band. But sometimes, especially, so both, there's some cluster of transmitters on the mountain. So when the aircrafts are approaching, sometimes the stations that have either defective transmitters or don't have the appropriate filters cause interference. So the pilot wants to communicate to the tower, and they are hearing a radio station playing maybe that day.
It happens all the time.
You get me? Yeah. And it's something that, so we encourage the stations to want to ensure that they check their transmitters regularly. Those some people would have the filter and disconnect it. Okay, because we have cases we'll visit the site, the thing is not connected, and the pilots are complaining. And this is a safety of life issue. Okay, one aviation accident is critical. Lives are at stake, and it's important that the broadcasters ensure that, especially this is an issue with the FM radio broadcasters. And we'll
finally, Mr. Fianco, 5G rollout, when is it going to be commercially launched? Where are we?
So today, as we speak, the 5G wholesale licensee has lighted about 49 sites.
Okay.
But their remit is to provide wholesale services. It is for the last mile providers to now engage with them. I know there are things going on. They are working with some of the MNOs because there must be integration of the networks, even issuing of new SIM cards, etc. So we're expecting that before this year ends, there will be commercial rollout of 5G services available to the public.
Okay. So, in conclusion, what are you telling Ghanaians as you celebrate this milestone?
Yeah, so we have a number of activities lined up. We are hoping that in December we'll climax it, and we'll have the pleasure of His Excellency the President, who was the first board chairman, joining us to commemorate this. But we are craving the support of the populace. Our sector is affecting everybody's life, and we are going to do our best to ensure that the digital future that we are building is inclusive, that all communities, all people, all languages, have access to reliable, affordable and high quality communication services. And where we seek their support, that they will assist us. One thing that we need support for that I forgot, I would like to mention quickly, is with the siting of towers.
Okay.
We cannot provide wireless or mobile services without having towers in the communities where the services are needed. I have letters from some MNOs in areas where they are struggling to find sites. There's complaints that the service is poor, and so to respond to our directive to fix it, they need to invest in new sites.
Okay.
But now they are struggling with acquisition of sites because people don't want to either offer them land, or in some cases they've acquired the land, but to get the permits from EPA, the community is not providing support for the permitting for the establishment of that site. We encourage the communities that it's a chicken and egg situation.
I know.
If we don't put the site there, we can't deliver the good service.
True, true. Finally, and I've had lots of messages from especially viewers abroad, but there's one particular one that the person keeps saying, I beg, I beg, I beg. So let me just ask you this. It says, how can people like us abroad with registered mobile number be verified, given that I use my Ghana card to register my phone?
Yes. So, like I said, we're going to have a lot more convenience this time.
Okay.
And you don't have to physically, and we're going to have a mobile app that will allow even those who are outside the country to be able to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I said, our mandate is to make sure this is very, very convenient.
Right.
His Excellency the President does not want the citizenry to be inconvenienced by this third process.
Right.
So I am being conservative in saying a lot because my approach is to ensure that, you know, everything is then we will now come out with a lot of communication on the specifics. And for all these category of phone users, what they have to do. If you are abroad, what do you have to do if you are here? And we want to limit the queues.
Okay.
So there will be self-service for those, especially those with smartphones.
Right. Thank you very much. Reverend Engineer Edmond Fianco is the Director General of the NCA. Thank you so very much for making time to join us this morning. Let's have a bit more of these interactions, because the public education must not end with your anniversary. I think that from time to time, even if it's quarterly, we would have to come and update our viewers and Ghanaians, both here and abroad, on some issues that have come up as far as your mandate is concerned. But I can only wish you well. Congratulations once again. And I like something that I was reading up something about, you know, your organization. So the communication sector is no longer about connectivity. It's about economic transformation, national security, digital inclusion, infrastructure sustainability, and technological readiness. That's massive, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That's massive. All right, so hooray. When is the champagne going to... No, you popped the champagne already in February.
Well, that was the launch.
That was the launch.
So the climax will be in December. That will be a bigger bottle.
All right. Boss, thanks. Thank you very much for joining us on the show. That's Reverend Engineer Edmond Fianco. He's the Director General of the National Communications Authority, joining us on the Good Morning Ghana show this morning. Thank you. Have a good day, sir. Thank you. All right, so please stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Don't go anywhere, please.
Start your kids' day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future.
March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. Have you attained 45 years and older? Notice blood in your stool, a family history of cancer? Then don't wait to have a colonoscopy. Early detection of cancer and effective treatment save lives.
There are weak points in the development and spread of cancers of the large bowel that will have control over to stop to reduce the incidence and deaths from these cancers. Achieving this success depends on you and me. We are fully prepared. What about you?
Visit Mintuba Hospital and Coloproctology Center today or call us. Mintuba Hospital, first Ghana Colorectal Center, in to serve a peculiar health need.
Brush, 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 brush your teeth. Brush, 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 2 times a day. Brush with Kel-Kit.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel-Kit toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter, chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel-Kit, happy smile.
Hey, new release ni ana. Kaya gum.
Ebitino, what's me new release? Me can no access fitemu hono. And Turbotech Garages Limited. Akwafa besiesi amana aye nitia. Obiase ya car munu no.
Accident car no na. Turbotech Garages Limited. Amana se jina ni naso sano.
Mesi wo. Womwa akwafa broni fita engineer efra bro chiraba. And wa check cars no. Na wa hunu baby a fault krowo. And ho spare parts so wa desese. Afenesi road. And so ho charges kakra bi o.
Turbotech Garages Limited.
Wo general servicing. Ebini engine overhauling, engine tuning, oven spraying, general electrical works, air condition installation work, BMU, upholstery, gearbox, make a day.
Turbotech Garages Limited.
Apart from sir, car that wotimi ato, and our Toma wono, was sign importation of cars, and was spare parts, if la butreba, wokoto car mawa, a free.
Ace, also what you call
Turbotech Garages Limited, our La Paz Malam Road, after Bayard traffic light, wah. Bibiania for 0206 48 17 and 3. And 0542 96 11 11. Website TurboTechGhana.com.
Turbotech Garages Limited.
Kaya will be a benyani.
Turbotech Garages Limited.
Your car beauty and the power boosters.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson. Asamo.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Friend Calico, just call me cockroach.
Now, Mr. Friend, me once now.
Hey, that's you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the accent. Me did this sasso spray. Mr. Friend is sasso quell. Yeah, go to my sasso now.
Come tum preko.
Hey, new release ni ana. Kaya gum.
Ebitino, what's me new release? Me can no access fitemu hono. And Turbotech Garages Limited. Akwafa besiesi amana aye nitia. Obiase ya car munu no.
Accident car no na. Turbotech Garages Limited. Amana se jina ni naso sano.
Mesi wo. Womwa akwafa broni fita engineer efra bro chiraba. And wa check cars no. Na wa hunu baby a fault krowo. And ho spare parts so wa desese. Afenesi road. And so ho charges kakra bi o.
Turbotech Garages Limited.
Wo general servicing. Ebini engine overhauling, engine tuning, oven spraying, general electrical works, air condition installation work, BMU, upholstery, gearbox, make a day.
Turbotech Garages Limited.
Apart from sir, car that wotimi ato, and our Toma wono, was sign importation of cars, and was spare parts, if la butreba, wokoto car mawa, a free.
Ace, also what you call
Turbotech Garages Limited, our La Paz Malam Road, after Bayard traffic light, wah. Bibiania for 0206 48 17 and 3. And 0542 96 11 11. Website TurboTechGhana.com.
Turbotech Garages Limited.
Kaya will be a benyani.
Turbotech Garages Limited.
Your car beauty and the power boosters.
When nations rise, it begins with bold conversations. When economies grow,
It is driven by partnership. This April, Ghana's business and policy leaders converge at the Kwewu Business Forum 2026, the nation's premier platform for investment, enterprise, and economic transformation, with special guest of honor, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, joining captains of industry, financial institutions, investors, and entrepreneurs.
The Kwewu Business Forum is more than just an event. It is a call to action. And so let us work together to build a Ghana that is competitive, productive, and inclusive, and a Ghana that creates opportunities for all.
Come, let's engage in high-level dialogue, explore industry exhibitions, build powerful networks, and unlock real opportunities from finance and insurance to manufacturing, agribusiness, SMEs, and innovation. This is where it all happens. From the 3rd to the 5th of April 2026 at the Kwewu Convention Center in Praeso Hills. Go to www.kwewubusinessforum.com and register now. To register for exhibitions, call 059 555 5885 or 059 555 5995. Kwewu Business Forum. Connect, promote, grow.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kelkit Toothpaste. Wow. I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kelkits. Happy smile.
Are you ready to revolutionize the future of agriculture? The Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, in partnership with the Ghana Exim Bank, proudly presents the Ghana Agrotech Fair 2026. The fair will feature exhibitions, market linkages, masterclasses, and workshops on climate-smart farming, digital tools, and export development. Join us at the Black Star Square from March 17 to March 19 at 9 a.m. each day. The President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will be assisted by the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, the Honorable Elizabeth Ofosuejari, and the Chief Executive of the Ghana Exim Bank, Honorable Sylvester Adina Mensah, to open the fair. Government agencies, agrotech firms, startups, farmers, financial institutions, and the general public are all welcome. To exhibit or for inquiries, call 0559 679326 or 0242 585419. Ghana Agrotech Fair 2026, transforming agribusiness through local innovation and technology.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. At MNC Properties, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy, specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2- and 3-bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We understand the importance of simplicity and convenience in the acquisition process. That's why we have designed our procedures to be straightforward and hassle-free, offering flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs. In addition to our affordable homes, we proudly offer litigation-free lands for sale in vibrant and upscale communities that present the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality, providing you with the joy of owning a home that meets your budgets and aspirations. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 030-255-1917. MNC Properties, choice of class.
Wabedum Tamasun. Hey, J. Watch it, na learning. Missy, watch and learn. Makwaya Mabesisia. Abosing. I can say no yakonati and the more drink woman. Hey, but I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her old dish. Eddie, Dabio, baby womb. Ready? Hey, baby womb. Ah, Aji, I'll cause some discomfort. Ah. Sorry, well, uncle, where would the dad? Why your funeral?
Say a sorry insecticide GB at a user. Co pharmacy in a shop biamu. Na mum say a pharmacy supermarket and a shop ra. Na repedudu to a cotonwa. On for Royal Dutch and our Aerofield Trading. Efi spray with daimwa. Chansima a dronu and sana a radine. Inkratui FDA ajatum.
When nations rise, it begins with bold conversations. When economies grow, it is driven by partnership. This April, Ghana's business and policy leaders converge at the Pro Business Forum 2026, the nation's premier platform for investment, enterprise, and economic transformation. With special guest of honor, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, joining captains of industry, financial institutions, investors, and entrepreneurs.
The Pro Business Forum is more than just an event. It is a call to action. And so let us work together to build a Ghana that is competitive, productive, and inclusive, and a Ghana that creates opportunities for all.
Come, let's engage in high-level dialogue, explore industry exhibitions, build powerful networks, and unlock real opportunities from finance and insurance to manufacturing, agribusiness, SMEs, and innovation. This is where it all happens. From the 3rd to the 5th of April 2026 at the Kwo Convention Center in Praeso Hills. Go to www.kwobusinessforum.com and register now. To register for exhibitions, call 059 555 5885 or 059 555 5995. Pro Business Forum. Connect, promote, grow.
Police. 500,000. And then 5,000. And then 50,000. 500,000. And now, one more empire quiet. A police. And you check 500,000. Now say, you see, Obia open quiet. A low. Young child. You found police for 500,000. And he found a woman for crashing to him. I found a coaching woman. You know, I call you police. And why I never call coaching. It is how your president. Not about 500,000 say, Obia petrol go police here. Obey no day. Make a so. Police in your say, let a man no worry. As I say, on follow now, Pessica, only Betrianica. Open baby, obey.
All right, so you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. So my guests are seated, and now we're going to kickstart our conversation with our newspaper review segment on the show. So joining me is a man who wasn't many here in a while. In fact, both of them, I can say went well, but they're back home. I'm talking about Fred Agbanyo. Fred Agbanyo is MP for the Guan Constituency and also a former National Communications Officer of the NDC.
Deputy.
Oh, Deputy, yes, Communications Officer of the NDC. Fred, good to see you. Good morning.
Hi, Moro. Good to see you.
I hope you're doing very well.
Well, the grace sufficient. It's been a while.
Yeah,
Abandon your brother. How's the fasting going?
Well, it's going well.
Praying for Mother Ghana.
As you can see, I've lost quite a bit. of something. I don't want to
even after the early morning ones that you
yes. Well, no.
You wake up early in the morning.
You know interestingly, I'm unable to eat at dawn. I struggle.
Yeah, the reality is that
in the last 15 years, I just take water.
Yeah, if you wake up early in the morning and you eat a lot of food, during the daytime, it will be calling for water.
Exactly.
And when you fast, in your case, you're not supposed to even take water.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know how you're able to manage that.
I don't know how some people manage
once you
that.
eat, you have to be drinking water.
You know,
we Christians, we don't,
a lot.
we don't eat anything. So we are able to fight. We take water when we fast. People take people do dry fasting anyway. So. But
Anyway.
to wish you well, pray
Thank
for
you.
Mother Ghana, pray
Thank
for
you.
your brothers.
Thank you.
The peace of the country is most important.
Right,
And,
right.
Wish all of you.
Let me also say that the Honourable Isaac, Isaac Boamanyako is the Honourable Member of Parliament for the Efia Constituency, but he's a taxman. He's a taxman and also a private legal practitioner. Good morning, sir. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Moro.
It's good to have you join us on the show.
Yeah, nice seeing you today.
Yes,
So how are you doing?
As always. I'm doing
You're
very
looking
well.
good. The fasting is
Charlie?
making you shine.
The right way.
When we came in, I noticed something is missing on his fruit. Now
you would have been taking some banana,
a heap of fruit and granules and everything. But you're only passing fasting. So why did you give us fruit?
We don't want to tempt you. We don't want to tempt you. No, we don't want to tempt you. So we allow you to finish. You have just like a week or two more.
We have about
less than
between 4 and 5 days.
Oh, so that's
days.
Yes.
Yes.
No, so today is the 24th. Yes.
Today is 13.
Today we have
Today is 13.
No, I mean we've been fasting for 25 days.
Okay.
25 days. So it's 5 days.
Oh, 5 days.
Yes, 5 days. Yes.
Then finish.
In fact, some will end on Tuesday, others will end on Wednesday.
Oh, then finish it.
Yes.
Finish it.
Thank you. Some say, easy.
It never easy.
Please bring them their food too. They are not fasting. Anyway, so gentlemen, I want us to start with this. How's your constituency? I saw a picture of you on. In fact, I saw you on some pictures of you on social media. Must have been I think on Facebook or so.
Okay.
You were expecting some road projects in your constituency.
Yes.
Because in fact, the previous times that you've been here, you've been complaining about the road project and you've been appealing to the road minister to intervene. Looks like something is beginning to happen.
Well, by the grace of God, some interventions have been extended to us. As I speak to you right now, the road from Hohwe through Robi, Ashambi, Kumanse, Obayoka, Kwafusopo, all the way to Jaska, is under construction.
Okay.
The contractor is doing a very, very, very good job. I'm impressed with the work he's doing so far. And I'm happy with the community involvement in his work. You know, occasionally the chiefs and the elders who pass by to find out what exactly is going on. They interact with the contractors. The road from Obayoka to Likwea Brani, Kokrantumi, to Ayoma areas under construction. The road from Lolobi Kumanse through Hiasem, Likwea Gbozome, Likwea Mate is also under construction. The road from Akpafodomi Junction to Township has been awarded. Mipasem Junction to Township has been awarded. Sandrogo Figbodome Junction to Township has been awarded. And our major concern as of now is a road from Sandrogo Fibbenua to Hohwe.
Okay.
Rolida is back. A few weeks ago he was there. At that point the road was simply not motorable at all. So he's done some work on it that at least vehicles can go and come now. The problem he had when they did that work was dust. The dust became something very unbearable. We've engaged them. Now they are watering the place every now and then. So relatively, it's okay. We are looking forward to phase 0 from Hohwe to Likwe Bakwa. There's a new road we want to construct Akpafu Toji to link Akpafu Soko. You know, the way the constituency is, if we don't do these roads, it means that any time you want to access our district capital, you have to go through other districts. Either you go through Hohwe district or you go through Jaskan district. And so the only way people from Akpafu side and Sandrogofi side can access the district capital is either to go through Sandrogofi Benua to Lolobi Kumanse and then they can head to the district capital, or they go to Akpafu Toji to Soko, Adoko, Bala, and then they're in the capital. So Akpafu Toji to Soko is a virgin road on a mountain. The same applies to Benua to Lolobi Kumanse. And so we are in talk with, we want to see what we can do on our own before we appeal to, the authorities to come in. So far, I think that is good. Let me use this opportunity to say good morning to the people of the Guam Constituency and our viewers, and appeal to all of our citizens that once construction is going on, it will create some inconvenience, especially for those who are driving and the tricycle users and the motorbike users. And so please let us exercise caution. Let us be very careful on the roads. This is not the time to speed and do all the things that we're doing time past. And let's cooperate with the contractors so they can do a good job for us. There's a major bridge from Lolobi Kumase to Obayoka. The bridge is so weak, an OOO bridge. So they have completely collapsed the bridge now and diverted the road. And so I want to appeal to those who are using that side of the road to be very, very careful, to drive with caution. We don't want to have any casualties or any accidents at all on the road. I pray that if we support and cooperate with them, they'll be able to finish their work in no time. In fact, the road from Lolobi Kumase, in fact, Kumase looks very, very central. You notice that almost all the roads I'm mentioning, right, I'm tapping them off Kumase. It is a very, very central point. So from Kumase, you can head to Likwe Kofrodia. You don't know you have Kofrodia in our place too. We have Kokurantumi. Yes, we have Likwe Kokurantumi. We have Likwe Kofrodia. So from Kofrodia, then you can head towards Abrani to Kokurantumi. That road to highways people, they moved in on Sunday, and so some work is going on there as well. For me, once we are able to face these roads, all other things will come up naturally. It will open up economic activities, farming activities, and what have you. Don't forget, our major preoccupation is farming. Yeah. You know, and sometimes even cut food stuff from the farms to the markets that becomes a major problem. By the grace of God, I'm sure very soon we'll get one of these 24-hour markets. Because that is the only way, for example, assemblies can generate, you know, their own revenue to be able to take care of the business that they need to take care of. So once we fix the road infrastructure and the markets come in, I believe development will speed up very fast, the way all of us expect it to be.
All right.
Thank you, Moro.
Isaac.
Moro, good
Is
morning.
anything to report as far as
Yes. Good morning to our cherished viewers. And I wish our Muslim brothers and then also the Christians, you know, they're also having their Lent, you know. And so Ghana at this material moment is in a very spiritual mood. And so we pray that your prayers and that of our colleague Christians will help bring more blessing to this country.
Amen.
And so to the good people of Ifeanyi too, I say a very good morning to them. I'll be going to the constituency actually this afternoon. I have an engagement with the university community. You know, I have the Takoradi Technical University within my constituency. And there have been a lot of calls for me to visit and have some one-to-one engagements with them. They want to have some interactions with me. So I've scheduled some meetings with the students' body today. I was there actually on Tuesday to support the registrar of the university, launch his books. He launched some 3-plex of books on Tuesday, and it went very well. But generally, in terms of the constituency and its activities, unlike my brother, whose roots are very bad, and we hope that they will get it done. Our major routes are all, you know, we live within the metropolis, but it's the connecting routes and also inner town routes that have some challenges. 2 days ago, I was with the minister in Parliament, and I had already filed some questions, and then I've gotten indication that the contractor has been engaged again to come back to site. Actually, last week, I met the contractor in a flight from Takoradi to Accra, and he told me that before the end of this month, he will come back to do the inner routes of Tanukrum, East and Western Tanukrum area. He will go back to the Fiekuma number 9 bypass road and do that, as well as the Anigat road, the CDH road. So it's heartwarming and welcoming. I pray that by the end of the month, the contractor would really come to site and do that. Once we get that road fixed, it will serve as a very big support for the people, because it's been very bad and it doesn't inure to the well-being of the people within that enclave. Beyond the road which the minister has promised and I'm following up on, matters around our educational infrastructure is also key. I visited Takoradi Technical Institute. TTI is the biggest technical institute in this country with over 6,000 students population. And their infrastructure is a bit weak. They have a GET fund project to construct an ultra-modern assembly hall, but it has not seen the light of day. I discussed with the educational ministry, but I'm also working with GET fund to see how best they can come in immediately to complete that project. There was a call for the MP to support them with some desk as well, because they'll be writing their exams. And so I don't know if you can support TTI with, I'm giving them 100 desks for now. So if maybe you can get us a 100 desks.
Students in Akbavo said tech don't even have furniture. And then they say about flights. And now
they need currently about 800.
There's a problem everywhere.
He's a classic case of Quatriqua.
So, Boro, these are some of the day-to-day issues we face as MPs. But we are resolute in our minds to confront them and then make sure that we bring the needed relief to the people. Yes.
More to be very honest with you, the work of an MP can be very challenging. You know, because everything else is thrown at you. Everything. You know, you are the one to face the roads, you are the one to face the schools, you are the one to face the hospitals, employment issues, health issues, everything at your doorstep. And sometimes the patience is not there. Tell people development is a process. It's not an event. It's not something you start today and you finish tomorrow. And as an MP, what else can you do apart from going to offices, engaging, interacting, trying to lobby for this? There's no way you can use your personal money to come and fix some of those problems. Is there any MP that would love to see these things in his constituency, that if he has a means to fix them, that will just put his hand and be washing? No. Everybody will want to solve it immediately. And so let me use once again the opportunity to appeal to our good people that we all mean well. We want to see our communities develop. We want to see the entire countries develop. But you can't do it overnight. Because we have scarce resources and everybody is chasing, you know, those same resources. And so what we need is your cooperation, your support and advice. Yes, criticisms are good, but they must be constructive. You know, they must not mean to, you know, destroy anybody. I don't think so.
Well, it looks like you've taken the wind out of my sails, because in fact, perhaps the focus of our conversation this morning is going to be about jobs, and party supporters and some complaints that have come in. And of course, it's not unique or exclusive to the NDC. The MPPs face their own fair share of these challenges, but we've got to find a way out of it. You know, what is it that makes party supporters so impatient that after a year, you know, they want to get their fair share of the cake? They want to have their spoils of war when the party has about 4 years. What is it that is driving this impatience? So we'll have a broad conversation about that, because there's got to be a way out of this challenge, because that doesn't matter MPP and DC. Everybody comes and faces that problem. In fact, the young people tell you that one of the reasons why they lost the last elections was because some people felt that they hadn't been given a job. They call MP is not picking, minister is not picking, their calls and so on and so forth. So they're angry, don't vote. And then they sit at home. So we'll have that conversation. But before we do that, let me say the Ghana Exim Bank is 10 years old. The Ghana Exim Bank is 10 years old. So hooray, and cause for celebration, doesn't it? All right. Yes. So the bank is hosting an international conference on the theme, A Decade of Enabling Export, Trade and Industrial Transformation, Resetting GEXIM for the Next Frontier. Resetting GEXIM for the Next Frontier. And from the 25th to the 26th of March 2026, a lot is going to happen. So at the Kempinski Gold Coast City Hotel, Accra, at 8 a.m. each day, there's a big conference that's going to be taking place, where the President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will be performing the official opening of the conference. And that's on the 25th of March. Now, the conference will bring together captains of industry, thought leaders, and decision makers in the global development finance ecosystem to deliberate on emerging issues in the development finance space. So call 020-8541. So 020-8541. 480 for enquiries, or you can just simply visit www.eximbankghana.com conference, and then you can register there. So the conference host is Honorable Sylvester Edina Mensah, who's the Chief Executive of the Ghana Exim Bank. The media partners are Daily Graphic, Media General, City FM, Radio Gold, Channel 1 TV, Multimedia Group, and Metro TV. And also knowledge partners are IFC and SME Finance Forum. So that's something that we believe that you ought to know. But the other thing is about Agrotech 2026. Now, if you're an agro-processing equipment manufacturer or you're a manufacturer of any of these agri machinery, do you have any innovation or technology that can improve agro-processing? Register to join and exhibit at the Made in Ghana Agricultural and Agro-Processing Technology Fair. It's called the Ghana Agrotech Fair 2026. Ghana Agrotech Fair 2026. The fair, being organized by the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry in partnership with the Ghana Exim Bank, seeks to showcase locally manufactured agri machinery, implements and agro-processing equipment and technologies. The fair will also market linkages between technology developers, agro-industry businesses, farmers, fishers and exporters. President John Dramani Mahama will open the fair. It's on the 17th, in fact from the 17th to the 19th of March 2026. The venue is the Independence Square and is at 9 a.m. each day. So to exhibit at the Ghana Agrotech Fair 2026, please call 0242 585419, 0242 585419, or 055 9679 327, 055 9679 326 to register. The general public is invited. So Ghana Agrotech, Agrotech Fair 2026, transforming agribusiness through local innovation and technology. And again, the media partners, City FM, Channel 1 TV, Radio Gold, Daily Graphic, Media General, and Metro Television. Now, okay, so if you're looking for a business in Ghana that has global presence, totally reliable, and in turn reliant on your satisfaction, let me introduce MNC Group. They've got you covered. So just call MNC Group on any of the numbers, which is 056 103 2253 or 0265 505 337. MNC Group are experts in food commodities, trading, real estate development, and logistics. MNC Group, totally reliant. So if you want to get the best of the deals, let me mention the numbers again: 0265 505 337, 0561 032 253. They have headquarters in East Legon. They have headquarters in Dubai, Hong Kong, Guangzhou in China, Johannesburg, South Africa, and Milan in Italy. So please call them now and thank me later. Fred, you had your friends, party supporters, you were in the trenches with them in opposition. You promised them that you would take very good care of them once the party wins. The 2024 elections, you saw what he went through. You know their situation, you know their socio-economic situation. You made them all kinds of promises. Lo and behold, the party has won elections. NDC is now at the helm of affairs. You formed a government. But some of them are complaining bitterly that you have abandoned them. You're not picking their calls. When they come to you, you tell them they need an appointment. Some of your appointees don't even know them. These are, in their view, total strangers who don't even know the party. They don't know how the party won the elections. And they're wondering, how did the party get there? But then closely, in fact, for them to make matters worse and to add insult to their injury, you have decided to support an organization which is headed by somebody who has never meant well for your party, the NDC, and the person did organize a program abroad, and it pains them, it hurts them so much, and they feel like they've been used and dumped. They feel you have embarrassed them, and like Asantima would say, almost as if, and so they are very angry. Now, you told them, and then, right after that, you told them that, you know what, there's some job opportunity somewhere in the security services, whether you want to work with NACOC, you want to work with, immigration, you want to work with Ghana prisons, you want to work with police, you want to work with fire service, immigration. Then they said, okay. Then they went to an online portal, they paid money, they submitted documentations, they did body checks, they wrote an aptitude test. After writing the aptitude test, and then they did some medicals, which cost them some money. And then they are told that they've been disqualified. They want some kind of a preferential treatment because they're NDC members. In fact, they believe that they deserve that kind of preferential treatment. The Interior Minister says we're doing the right things because we told Ghanaians in opposition that we would make sure that the tainted nature of the security service is fixed when the NDC comes to power. So you can't expect what had happened in the MPP era to happen again, where all kinds of manner of people were recruited into the security services. The Ayawaso West Wagon Commission of Inquiry is evidence to that. Now, the food soldiers are saying, no, we're going to take that. Give us the job, whether we're qualified or not. Now, in today's daily graphic, the minority have waded into this matter. They're saying refund fees to disqualified recruitment applicants. Minority urges government. And the story is by Nana Kunidu Ajimine from Parliament House. The Minority Caucus in Parliament has called for a bipartisan parliamentary probe into the centralized recruitment process for appropriate review. These applicants should not be forced to bear the financial consequences of what appears to be a poorly managed exploitative recruitment process. It therefore urges the government to refund the application fees of all disqualified applicants during the recruitment process. Addressing the media on behalf of the Minority Caucus in Parliament yesterday, the ranking member of the Defence and Interior Committee, Reverend John Ntimfojo, said the ongoing recruitment exercise into the security services had raised serious questions about transparency, fairness, and the integrity of government decision-making. The MP for Asin South said having widely made recruitment into the security services a major NDC campaign promise in 2024, over 506,000 Ghanaian youth responded to the government's call in 2025 and applied to join various security services under the Ministry for the Interior. He said those young men and women, full of hope and patriotism, were made to believe they were being offered a genuine opportunity to serve their country and secure dignified livelihood. He, however, said the Interior Ministry at a press conference last Wednesday indicated that only 5,000 applicants would be recruited from this enormous pool of applicants. This revelation has left hundreds of thousands of hopeful applicants devastated, disillusioned, and feeling exploited. Mr. Fojo said even more worrying was the decision to increase the recruitment age limit to 35 years, a policy shift that trapped even more unemployed youth to apply. That move, he says, significantly expanded the applicant pool and heightened expectations among thousands of desperate but qualified, resulting in the generation of total of 111 million cedis from the process. Mr. Fojo added that the internet-based aptitude test was saddled with a plethora of challenges orchestrated to frustrate applicants and result in mass disqualification without recourse to competency of applicants who encountered palpable connectivity challenges and were timed out barely minute into the test. So, two issues in one. The complaints from the grassroots and in their inability to make it to the security service, and they believe that some of them think that it's deliberate.
A very long preamble from Moro General.
It's to put everything in its proper context.
But before I come to the issue I've put, my friend is your friend as well.
Okay.
Wanda Victor Kuto Esquire.
Oh, a very good friend.
Yeah. Today's his birthday. And I wish him a happy birthday. I wish him good health and long life. Presidential is launching a book today.
Okay.
The immigration formula, rules, packages, and strategy. And this will take place at Ghana Shippers Authority premises at Reach at 4 p.m.
Okay.
All of us will be there to support him.
And congratulations
his first
to him.
book on his birthday.
Okay.
Very, very significant. So one day we wish you all the very best. Moro, I took this detour so I could reflect deeply on the issue you raised and then decide on where to pick it from, because it is a very, 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 very worrying phenomenon, and we will need to empathize and appreciate the challenges that the young people out there are going through. I don't think that the Ghanaian youth is asking for too much. All the Ghanaian youth is saying is that if the GSS we can attend school up to, we have done that. If it's SS, we have done that. With the university, we have done that. Now we want the state to create that conducive environment so we can get employed, to contribute to the development of the country, and also help to advance our individual lives. And I think that is a legitimate call. That's a demand that everybody will make. There's a role that as individuals we can play in advancing our fortunes in life. And there's a role that the state is supposed to play to create that conducive environment so we can thrive in whatever venture we intend to venture into. And so this morning, let me start off by really showing concern, to the teeming youth who are worried because especially they didn't get opportunity to enter the security services. Moreover, if you are aware, in years past, if you travel to the UK, you travel to the United States and the rest, right on the street, they are looking for people to join the security services. Yeah. And you don't have to pay any money to join the security services. In fact, they are not even getting the numbers. And so, once you agree to serve as security personnel, it's as if you are even doing the state a favor. And so, till today, when you are traveling at the airport and you meet a veteran, they are treated, especially in America, differently from the way they treat other people. They are given some courtesies because these are men and women who have laid down their lives, sacrificed at the peril of everything, just so that society can continue to run. But the reverse is our case. Now, the majority of these young persons who are either queuing up, filling forms online, with the desire to enter into the security services, may not necessarily want to be the security personnel that they are applying for. But all they are looking for is employment. Do you understand? And for them, once they enter into these security services, their employment is guaranteed. Until they go on retirement, they will remain in that service. So they can plan their future, they can plan their life around it. It's the reason why most people believe and think that the most secure place to secure a job is the government sector. So once you enter, until you go on retirement, unless something untoward happens, at least you are there. Now, you hear people who will say, why don't you look the private way, become an entrepreneur, set up? Oh, where you and I are coming from, including my brother, our parents don't have money. Oftentimes, you have a very deprived community, very poor home. It's by the grace of God that maybe you'll be able to put yourself together at a certain level. To start a basic business in this country, you need so much money. And so again, it comes back to even the banking sector. And I've always had this concern. He has worked in that arena before. It's as if the Ghanaian banks don't want to take any risk. Regardless of your business proposal, how beautiful your ideas are, innovative your ideas are, ideas that can generate wealth and create employment are, our banks do not give you a startup capital. Young persons will go there and the first thing they throw at them is go and bring collateral. What collateral do you have? You have barely completed university. You haven't done anything. All you have is your intellect. All you have is your vision. Then now you want some support to be able to drive it. The banks want you to go and struggle on your own. When you have made your money, now they start chasing you to come and put their money at the bank so they can trade. That is what the problem is. In several jurisdictions, you go and take bank loans at 2% interest rates. And so whatever business you invest this money into, at the end of the fiscal year, you are able to make some profit. You are able to pay back the interest on the loan, and you keep on running. But the story in our case is different. And so you may have all the vision, you may have all the ideas, you may have everything that it takes. but you don't have what it takes to start. And so let me go to the government sector. Government in this country employs barely some 700,000 people out of over 30 million population. The private sector, how much are we cushioning the private sector to be able to employ more? And that is why I am very much opposed to any attempt by any state agency or institution to collapse any business, be it government or private, because they are defaulted, because they have not complied, because of any problem. Because unemployment is a major issue. If you go and check the history of national youth employment that was introduced under President Kufuor's administration into 2006, we are told it was as a result of national security reports that the youth were becoming so disillusioned, there's no hope, there's nowhere to turn, and that if nothing was done, it could create problems for the entire society. And that's how that vehicle quickly was put in place. I am doing some work, some research. Moro, we have done too many things in time past. Youth employment days, youth in apprenticeship days, youth in that, youth in this. Moro, let's go and pick all these interventions, call them social interventions, that we have implemented, especially the Fourth Republic, to date, and find out if these interventions are indeed sustainable. These interventions are creating the employment opportunities and the livelihood for which these institutions or these interventions are established. The honest truth is that they are not living up to the expectation and the reality for which they were set up. But it does appear we are not pulling the brakes, do a comprehensive research, and say, how do we proceed?
But it's a temporary measure. And it's also meant to enable them acquire some skills. That's all.
You see,
a year, two.
I go back to my village.
Okay.
And I see a lot of young people. Most of them have gone to learn some carpentry, some hairdressing, some tailoring, what have you. After they are gratefully, very happily going to learn these professions, and they are finished, they are back in the house. Some are into farming. Some are back to the cities hawking. Some have moved to the Galapagos site doing something else. These trade skills they've acquired are not put to use. If you are not careful and you don't conduct a detailed research into this, you may conclude that these are lazy people who don't want to do anything. Question is, if you open a saloon in my village across from Mpasem, how many women will come to that saloon in a day to come and do their hair? Are you getting my question? If you open a sewing shop in a month, how many people come to that shop that are coming to sew something? And so oftentimes...
So you're raising the purchasing power argument.
The purchasing power may be a problem. The need for those items. Because look at this. If you're in a country where you have liberalized your system, you bring in these second-hand clothes. If I go to Katamanto and I can pick a shirt for 10 cedis, why will I go and buy a material for 100 Ghana cedis, take it to a tailor to go and sew for 200 Ghana cedis?
That's luxury.
Do you understand the point I'm making? And so people now prefer to go and buy those second-hand clothes, very cheap. Sometimes you can even get very quality fabric that you get, if you want to sew and all those things. And so if you go and learn tailoring, if you go and learn as a seamstress and all this thing, where is the job?
I get it.
So they open the shop, after a few months, it collapses. But they need to survive. So they start something else. We need to sit down as a nation. See, I am pained by what is going on, especially with this security thing. I've had a cause to complain even about university admissions. That a university knows they can pick 5,000 students in an academic year. They open their system that they are selling forms. And then over 100,000 students will go and buy these forms. At the end of the day, they'll pay 5,000. All the money that they accumulated from the purchase of the forms is gone. That student is back home. I don't know at what point it has become the case, even the security services. We are picking 5,000 people into police, immigration, fire service, and prisons.
And NACOC.
And NACOC. 5 security agencies, 5,000 people. We are told that we have sold forms to over 500 people.
506,000.
506,000 people. For me, it is not fair.
We've generated 111 million cedis.
For me, it is not fair.
So what do we do?
For me, it is not proper.
Should we refund the money?
Why? In some places, before you even pay your visa fee, it is only when they've agreed that they'll issue the visa before they ask you to pay some fees. Do you understand?
The American embassy doesn't do that.
Yeah, of course. That's as some, not all,
okay,
yes.
That's fine.
You see, this thing that we are doing, for instance, to go for medicals, you're supposed to pay about 1,600.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
So if I have paid, is it 250 they pay for the forms?
Yes.
I'm going to pay 1,600 cedis for medicals.
But you see, you only pay the medicals.
When
after you pass that.
But there's still the possibility that you can fill the medicals.
Of course, of course, of course.
You understand?
Of course.
But what happened to all those payments? And
but
what you don't know,
those ones are non-refundable.
Even this online thing that we have become sophisticated to. I say we policymakers, we sit in Accra, we sit in Kumasi, the cities, and we assume this is Ghana. Go to most of our communities. He is a city MP. So maybe you will not appreciate what I'm saying. I'm from the rural community, where internet facilities in our communities are simply not existent. To even make a call is a problem. People have to go and climb trees and go and be on mountain to make calls. Now you said they should go online and go and fill out application fees. So this person now has to move from Likwe, Kofrodia, pick a car to Hohwe, who is the net district capital. And because people are moving from all the villages, you go in there, how many cafes do we have there? How many internet facilities? They are not able to do it. Sometimes they have to sleep over. They have to go back to their villages and come the following day. Naturally, the first person, the MP, I don't have money to pick a car to the place, so I don't have money to go and pay. It's not a problem. If you have the means, why not? You will support. But after they have gone through all this stress, all this frustration, why? I was following, and if I open my phone to you, when they started this recruitment, the forms I received alone of who want to join this state, almost 750. 750, that's what I received alone. I don't know how many he received.
I'll tell you.
I don't know how many other colleagues received. Of everybody, then I got the information that immigration is speaking about 600 or 500 people.
Wow.
And out of the forms I received, over 300 said, we want to join immigration. When they send their certificates to you, they've passed very well. They are very well qualified. They've passed their mathematics, they've passed their science, they've passed everything. Now, they go for checking of their documents. They say pass, qualified. Now they go for body selection,
body check,
body whatever, qualified. Now they go for the aptitude test. Then some disqualified, some qualified, some pending. Then the thing has pending for some time, so at least there's some hope. Oh, once mine didn't come outright disqualification is pending, there is a possibility it will come qualified. Then after a number of days and weeks, now it comes, you are disqualified. You have gone through all these processes. You get to medicals, you have disqualified. You don't get to know how you were disqualified. The examination, do you have answer to the results? To see where I fucked it, where I made them. So the whole thing, who do we blame?
Yourself.
Should this have been done, should this recruitment have been done quietly?
You see,
to avoid all this.
Sometimes, again, I appreciate the concern of our people out there. And he will get a opportunity to speak. And you hear him now throwing tantrums and say all manner of things. And when we all go to our communities, one of the refrain here is that, what for you for NDC? MPP were in power for 8 good years. It was only once in 2023 or so that we heard they are doing recruitment. All we saw every year is that people are just passing out and wearing uniform. Nothing was advertised, how the people were picked. We saw people who were 40 years and above, mothers, fathers, joining police as recruits, joining the military, and all manner of things. We saw everything. And so how then, as an MP now, do I go to my constituency and go and tell a young man who is 30 years that for you, you are too old? When next to him is a 45-year person who entered the security a few years ago. How do I explain? How do I explain? Because he lives in the same neighborhood, he lives in the same community. And it's so Akosua Mensah, who has finished giving birth, she has about 5 children already. And she's now 44 years. And she has joined the police service. And he's a young man who is only 30 years. Therefore, Agbenyo comes to tell him, you are too old.
But Fred, you had
and so Agbenyo comes to tell him that he has gone through.
But you see, but see, Fred, when you were in a position, you had concerns about that. You had concerns with that model.
Yes.
You were always of the opinion that make it transparent so that other Ghanaians will have the opportunity to join the service.
I will not miss words on what you are saying. Yeah. You see, when we all mounted a platform,
yes,
there were occasions, including my very self, where I stood and I looked at the young people in the face and said the NPP came and their recruitment was so opaque, they did it under the cover of darkness, quietly, they recruited just their people. And so when we also come into power, we are going to make sure we also recruit our people. We all said these things. I also said some. Why?
So the chickens have come home to roost?
Yes. We all said it on platforms. Because what was happening, even though it was so irritating to say the least, but there are people in court who are benefiting. So if there are people who are Ghanaians and they have come and they have recruited them, then the natural thing will be that when you also come into office, recruit your people as well. Because these are the people who morning, afternoon, day, night, sacrifice everything for you to win elections. Do you know the number of people have to work so hard for us to win power?
But
see, this
is where you are morally conflicted.
That is a problem. That's
because
true.
In your own party manifesto, you said, I've forgotten the page, you mentioned that you will not repeat what the NPP had done in the past. Because you said they had tainted the security services with all manner of people.
I am not running away from what you are saying.
In fact, if you listen to the Interior Minister, he said there were drug addicts, there were all kinds of people who were recruited. And I am very, shady.
I am not running away from what you are saying.
Yeah.
I am not claiming that I didn't say that or we didn't say that. Our manifesto, which is a document that the social contract that we signed with the people of this country, were very explicit that the kind of governance the NPP was giving to us is not the best for our country. It's not good for the future of this country.
Hence the reset.
And so we said we are coming to reset the country.
Right.
We will not do those things.
So it's like,
but once we wrote those things,
you feel you're paying the price.
Once we wrote those things on the manifesto,
yes.
Anytime we mounted a platform to campaign, sometimes the narrative, the information we put out was quite different from what's in the manifesto. We assured them, we told them, we will also do the same thing, we'll give them employment.
That's true.
We can't run away from it. It's a reality.
That's true.
And so if today we have a difficulty, we must be humble enough.
There's a Joshua Kamba video. I don't know if you've seen it. So
it's not the only person who said it.
Yeah, quite a number of others.
I cannot single him out. I cannot sit here and say that if anybody go for the Agbenyo campaign messages, he will not find a similar thing. I might have said it or I said it. I'm not running away from it. And so the least we can do at this point is to get down there to the young people, confronted with the reality. These are the facts. Appeal to them, create another opportunity for them. We have no excuse. We have nothing to say. If you said the Interior Minister said some of the persons we have employed in the security services in the past are engaged in all manner of activities, why? Evidence is available for all to see. If a national chairman says that some of the persons, if everybody join the security services, then who now goes to arrest people who are doing all manner of bad things? Why? Have we not caught policemen who are engaged in armed robbery in this country before? Have we not arrested policemen who are engaged in thievery and all manner of bad behaviors, and even military men? So The recruitment process over the period have not been the very best. One, because of political interference and what have you. So I am concluding that we are in a very, 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 very difficult time. The bottom line is employment for the young people. The young people are not necessarily saying that they want to join the police, they want to join immigration, they want to join fire. What they are saying is that they want employment opportunity. The same way we mounted political platforms. We campaigned, we spoke to them, we gave them hope, we encouraged them, and they supported us to win our elections. I think that's incumbent on us in leadership to descend down there, go and engage them, go and interact with them, go and give them assurance, and let us sit in a room and plan how we can resolve this unemployment menace that is facing us head on.
All right. Okay. It appears that your colleague Yusuf Jaja has started that already. I've seen a video where he was telling some party supporters that if you go to Ghana Airport today, there's a private company there which has employed a lot of NDC supporters and so on. But anyway, Honorable
Moro.
And just a quick point of correction. I've just received some information from somebody. I don't have his permission to mention his name, but the person tells us that NACOC is actually not part of the institutions that are.
Yeah, you mentioned it. I know it's
four
institutions.
Let me apologize for that.
Thank you for the correction. I know it's four.
Thank you. All right.
Moro, you see, my brother Fred has said so many things, but for me, this particular recruitment is the biggest scam, the biggest Ponzi scheme the government can put on the good people of Ghana. Why? You knew as a government at the beginning of the exercise that you intended to recruit only 5,000 people. You knew. Any professional institution who wants to do recruitment, knowing your numbers, would design a mechanism, a scheme that would allow you to get the best out of the numbers that you want to establish and recruit from. So on what basis, at the first instance, did those agencies open up applications to receive in excess of 500,000 Ghanaian youth? Why? On what basis? Which professional organization does recruitment? And then you open up a scheme and then collect money from 500,000 people when you knew that you were going to recruit only 5,000. Why don't we have data over the years as to the number of Ghanaians that have been applying to these security agencies? Didn't we have information about that? Where is the 111 million cedis that they've taken from those Ghanaians? So you set up a mechanism, you opened up recruitment exercise, 500,000 Ghanaians applied, and then what were the mechanisms you used to even disqualify them? You gave them hope. People died. Moro, 6 innocent Ghanaian girls died at Elwak because of this recruitment exercise.
That's true.
Died. They died in this country.
Interesting. We don't even know what has become of that.
Yes.
There was supposed to be some investigations which the
Ghana
forces said were going to launch it. We don't know what has happened.
So post it. You didn't find any way to manage the exercise, communicate to people, and then you led them on. You lured them, process after process. That come in here, we did body selection, we move into aptitude. In which country do you do internet aptitude test? Like Fred was saying. The aptitude test is based on what? Internet usage across the country. People will start the test, the internet will go off, they will have light out, it comes back again, the next morning they are disqualified. What kind of scam is that? What kind of scam is that? Did they use that process as a means to just take away there are over 500,000 Ghanaians who had hope in this government, who had hope in this country. It is not just about NDC people. It is not just about NDC people. There are 500,000 Ghanaians who seek job every day. There are 3.4 million youth who want employment are not NDC people. They are Ghanaians, for goodness sake. And then we set up this scheme. You needed only 5,000 Ghanaians to be employed. And then you took money from 500,000 people, 111 million. Where is the money? What has government said about the money they received? Is it in the consolidated fund? Is it to the security agencies? Immigration alone made 45 million Ghana cedis from 180,000 forms they sold. Yet you are going to recruit 650 people. Who does that tomorrow in this country? So the NDC government, the minister, has a lot to tell Ghanaians. We are not going to allow them to go off this. They should refund the money to everybody. That is the minimum, the least they can do to these people. This government came into power 2024 with a lot of promises to the Ghanaian people. Up till today, I ask them, all the youth initiatives that they said they were going to provide, 1 million coders, what has happened to that project? The Ejumera, what has happened to that project? 24-hour economy, 133, up to today, 1 year down the line. What has happened to those projects that they spoke to Ghanaians? So every day they lead you on, they lie to Ghanaians, they fly to them over the year. We are done with the second year, and now you face us with a Ponzi scheme. Go to the street. On my phone, he had 750 people seeking. Come to my phone and see. Almost 435. Submitted, gave me indications. I've qualified. And I told them, you've qualified for the next stage. Even in opposition, as a member of parliament, what can I do? I can only refer those things to the appropriate quarters. People had hope. So why did the clearance, the security service people, they even requested for more than 5,000. You had clearance for 5,000. Yet you gave, look at the cost that people have to bear to this stage. You talked about people going to various communities to even access internet. People driving to a city center, to district capitals for body selection and all of that. People dying in all of these processes. And then you come back and 1%, 1% of 500,000 is what you are recruiting, next to zero. So for every 100 Ghanaian that's applied for it, you're only going to take one. Is that what the NDC told the good people of Ghana? Is that what they are telling Ghanaians? Is that what they are going to do to the teeming youth? The president comes to parliament and tells us that he has created 1 million jobs. So there are very, very critical issues that this government would have to tell us. This particular recruitment exercise, it's a sham, it is fake, it is a Ponzi scheme. They should come out clearly to tell the good people of Ghana where the money is. They should refund the money to the people. Government should open up more. The 5,000 with what the outcome is. They should get clearance to recruit more. If even they are going to increase it to 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, why? They tell us the gaps in the security services. Atu said he has made money. They said they have money. They've stabilized the economy. The macro indices are good. He's made a lot of savings. Why can't he clear over 20,000 Ghanaians to be recruited into the security agencies today? Why did they clear only 5,000 when the security services themselves had made requests for over 10,000 people to be recruited for the year 2026? And so please, His Excellency the President and the Minister for Interior, where we are today, people are going crazy. The youth are going mad. What they've done to them with this recruitment. They can't just believe this is what the NDC government promised them.
Okay.
And so we from the minority, we are calling for a probe. All this entire process that they've taken us through, we want an independent commission to tell us whether it has gone through proper time-tested process or they only use these processes to take away people through a scheme. I don't want to even make some revelations on this table now.
You don't have any revelations to make. Stop that.
Do you want to push me?
Propaganda.
Do you want to push me?
The others are watching you. Go ahead. My mama must stop you.
Okay.
If you have any problem, put it out.
So please, this 5,000, even the 5,000, you know that the genuine numbers that will go to these Ghanaians will not even be up to 2,000. You know. You know, Fred. You know.
Why you know me? I'm not struggling to say this.
But the point is, for whatever it's worth, you cannot put up a scheme, take 500,000 youth money, and say that you are going to recruit only 5,000, and then use aptitude test, use some opaque system. You talked about transparency recruit. I don't want to even go to the past, but it is not factual that from 2017, when NPP came, they never had a transparent recruitment exercise.
Oh, why? You forgot this also.
Oh, let me give you just the fact. You can check.
Okay.
2017-2018 recruitment by the Ghana Armed Forces. They officially opened the recruitment process for this cycle in April 2017. Throughout 2018, the Ghana Armed Forces processed these applicants through various stages of screening and training. Yes. Go and check. No. So you see, but we've moved from the past. It is a good initiative to say that for every process, let's open it up. But you know your numbers. You know what you are looking for. So you don't expose the Ghanaians to this.
For instance, if the Interior Ministry has said that we have 5,000 slots, we intend to recruit same, a number of people to occupy same.
Yes.
Do you think that would have affected the number of people who would have applied?
But you set
Definitely.
up you set
Definitely.
You set up a criteria. Muru, you set up a criteria. Okay. Even increasing the age limit to 35 years. What's the problem?
No, but that was shut down, wasn't it? In Parliament?
No, they did.
I thought it was that was shut down.
No. This process
category.
Yes, went up to 35 years.
I see.
That was also a problem.
Okay, so that sort of broadened the scope.
Exactly.
Of the applications.
And even with the applications, you would have set, the numbers you could expect based on previous experiences. Okay. So even in terms of...
So hold on, when the announcement was made, the application, the requirements, application requirement was not advertised?
Oh, it was.
It was. Everything was advertised.
So
yes.
When you say... So
when you open the portal,
yes,
you open it for 1 month. For example, you could have opened it for 2 weeks to shorten the process of receiving applications.
Right.
You could also have used other mechanisms to make sure that when the applications come, you'll be able to cut certain things off.
Okay.
Instead of allowing all of them to go through. So if you make an application, you know that at the point of first instance, you have been disqualified because of either age, because of either your certificate inadequacies or national service and the rest, then you already you lessen the burden.
Okay.
Instead of allowing all these people to go through the process with expectation, and then you come back and tell us that you could only do 5,000. And then
I think that even if you check,
let's take a break. You're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. We'll take a short break. Please stay with us.
Start your kids' day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson,
Me didn't tum. Mr. Friend Calico, just call me cockroach.
Now, Mr. Friend, me once now.
Hey, that's on you. Improve car. yeah. Captain was key to double the action. Maybe the sasso spray. My chef is sasso quell. Yeah, come to my sasso.
Sasso, come tum preko.
When nations rise, it begins with bold conversations. When economies grow, it is driven by partnership. This April, Ghana's business and policy leaders converge at the Pro Business Forum 2026, the nation's premier platform for investment, enterprise, and economic transformation. With special guest of honor, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, joining captains of industry, financial institutions, investors, and entrepreneurs.
The Pro Business Forum is more than just an event. It is a call to action. And so let us work together to build a Ghana that is competitive, productive, and inclusive, and a Ghana that creates opportunities for all.
Come, let's engage in high-level dialogue, explore industry exhibitions, build powerful networks, and unlock real opportunities from finance and insurance to manufacturing, agribusiness, SMEs, and innovation. This is where it all happens. From the 3rd to the 5th of April 2026 at the Kwewu Convention Center in Praeso Hills. Go to www.kwewubusinessforum.com and register now. To register for exhibitions, call 059 555 5885 or 059 555 5995. Kwewu Business Forum. Connect, promote, grow.
Say, security services. You can say ye buy mu ye for nipa no bi ako. Say, but no kure wo ho ne say security services. Nipa a wo fa wo mo adwuma no. Ese se wo sika timitua wo moka. But no kure wo ho ne say afi we ye bue police adwuma yi say obi a apply timitua wo moka. Police nkwa nipa a wo apply ya na omu nyina ye beti ya fa omu nyina adwuma mu no 500,000 nipa mako 500,000 obi pe police na ko wura ne bisa ya ho say 500,000 Seska wo hompo na ye fa mu nyina adwuma mu a na mu nyina ma be presifo a ehefo na mbekọ akọchi wo ehefo na mbekọ akọchi wo ni ba ni nyina obi akodi prosi enti wa na akọchi na ezu na nokre ho ne se sika e wo ho ene ahobo e wo ho vacancies e wo ho a ye betimi afa prosifo akohye mu no ni nyina ye 5,000 enti nipa 500,000 pe adwuma na adwuma no ye 5,000 Jise ba kubia nka uchiche mu 100 ansana obi anya adwuma ma ne hoto ba huntimi.
Well, so you're still watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. I'm here with Isaac Mwamanyako, who is MP for Efia and also a private legal practitioner. I'm also here with Fred Agbanyo, who is MP for Guan. Now, someone, the thing I like about our viewers, they are part of our production team. So some of them have sent me some stories. to buttress the point some of you made earlier. So, so there's a story where Sam George, this was last year, so Sam George and Dapiamako were pushing for 35-year-olds to be recruited into the Ghana Armed Forces. And apparently, there's another story where I'm told that Reverend Tim Forger was the one who shot that one down. But there are other categories of security services people. There's the regular ones. As for that, we're told that so age limits for regular recruits increased to 30 years, while artisans have been increased to 35 years. And there's also the okay, all right. So the only ones that I'm told you minorities succeeded in blocking was that of the Ghana Armed Forces, but the rest you couldn't succeed. And you're saying that may have also compounded the problem, because now the age limit has been expanded. It's been widened. Let me just do this briefly, because if I don't do this, I may not be able to do this. Now, Reverend Samuel J. of the PNC says, "Good morning, Moran. I do understand the minority and the brothers speaking for MPP on behalf of Ghanaians. In fact, I totally agree with those saying their money should be refunded. Yes, I plead with the government to refund on humanitarian grounds. But more, let me ask my MPP friend, where were they when embassies were taking monies from applicants? Hundreds of people apply a day and few people will be granting visas, but there will be no refund. Please, are they also Ghanaians? Are they not Ghanaians? See what they go through from morning, afternoon, and evening. Tomorrow, the embassies collect these monies and later give us little as loans and grants. I totally agree with you. And that's always been my issue with also paying fees for people to go and read courses that they can read here, because those monies are the same monies that they give us back as grants. Anyway, as much as I believe the money should be refunded back to those who couldn't get on humanitarian grounds, it is also important to know that at least the money collected remains in Ghana and must be accounted for if possible. Have a nice day. Thank you very much. Samuel Brian Boabing says that the preamble of our constitution states, it clearly says, we the people of Ghana, not we the members of the NDC. The government should secure for posterity the blessing of liberty, equality of opportunity and prosperity for all Ghanaians, not only NDC full soldiers. Yezu Samuel Brian Boabing. Samuel, are you not a member of the NDC? I hear you say Yezu. No, don't worry. I catch the sarcasm. I get it. James Azuma says, Ghana as a nation hates progress. Otherwise, I don't understand how the Interior Minister went about the recruitment. I handled recruitment in the Ghana Police Service for 7 years without a hitch. When he started this exercise, I questioned what capacity he had. Use of technology is not enough. It's a scam to collect millions from applicants knowing you have limited vacancies. There should have been a cap on the number of applicants. Let me caution that the MPP that has suddenly found a voice did worse and under the security sector. Alhaji Hamza from Pig Farm said, Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, Alhaji Hamza. Says, truth be told, the minority in parliament is doing more harm than good to their party MEP in this country. They play politics with everything, including national interest issues in this country. And I was expecting them to provide us with concrete solutions, support in solving this problem of unemployment that is facing the youth in this country. But they decide to play politics with it. But let's all blame this government. But I blame this government sometimes. The ranking member of Interior and Defense did not tell the truth. They did not tell this country the whole truth, that cocaine and other dangerous substances were brought into the country, but it turns out to be lies, but nothing happened to him. Today, the same person is out there saying government is out there to scam the youth of this country. Why these comments? Prince Henry from Kufuridia, he's aspiring to become the NDC's Eastern Regional Communications Officer. He mentioned that to me yesterday. He says that the MPP should be the least to talk about this recruitment process because under their tenure, it wasn't sincere and fair. Under the NPP, you won't even feel that there was any recruitment ongoing. And today, because the NDC is making it transparent for all, they have the nerves to talk. We should support this government to deliver. And our people must know that the MP can't be the option at all. The future is pregnant. That's Prince Henry Ej from Kufuridia. Alhaji Hidi Mukhtari says, Assalamu alaikum, my brother. And he says, I wish to ask Mr. Buama, has the MPP returned the filing fees to Kennedy Japan, Brian Champon, Kwabena Japan, and Dr. Yaduchung after they lost to Dr. Maumia? In any event, during the reign of the MP, did they return same to all applicants who failed to be recruited? By the way, what do they understand about fraud, scam, Ponzi scheme, etc.? Is the recruitment exercise ongoing or not? They should just Google those words they are throwing around. I will also urge well-meaning Ghanaians to disregard these MPP minority and their communicators. The MPP in its entirety has nothing meaningful to say or do for Mother Ghana. That's ED. Now, this one here, and I'm going to end with Kofi Apeno says that please ask the MP if this is the first time such large volumes of applications forms have been sold. Ask him, does he know how many forms the universities sell each year and how many are absorbed? Tell him this is not a Ponzi scheme. He should read what Ponzi scheme means in economics. However, in NDC manifesto, was it stated a number of people they promised to recruit? The 5,000 is the approval of IMF who put Ghana under IMF conditionalities. They should give Ghanaians a break. Sandy Saliu says, what do we want as a people? Do we want to do things in a surreptitious way like how we used to be done 7 years ago? This government has broadened its reach in the security services application and few were selected. Do we have to play politics with these two to the extent of questioning the test used? It's somewhat ludicrous to brandish the recruitment exercise as a Ponzi scheme. On humanitarian grounds, however, I agree with the school of thought that part of the fee should be refunded to failed applicants, but not on others via propaganda and unnecessary politicization. Juma Mubarak, and that's from Sani Salihu. It's a lest I forget, applicants who apply through sports or any other category will have up to 2 tests on that day. The one who came through sports should know something fairly about basketball courts. That's having special idea on things one claims to know. It's like asking a mechanic who applied to say the functions of a crankshaft. Does Honorable Obama want the 24-hour economy policy to die like a dodo, like they implemented this one that? Okay, in any case, JM couldn't have implemented it in ICU economy. As the beginning of 2025, resetting the economy first is key. And let me end with this one from Carlos, who says that please ask the MP where the money they collected during the recruitment exercise has gone, especially from those who paid but were never recruited. Where is the money and where was it used? What was it used for? They should also calculate an account for the money involved in the various scandals, the NAPCO money, the National Cathedral money, the NSA money, the National Security money. But you have to have accounts. But somebody must call them to account, Carlos. Someone must call them to account. Anyway, if all of these amounts are put together, imagine how much money could have been used to develop this country. Instead, the money has been squandered. Yet today, they are the same people coming out to talk and accuse others. Just look at who is speaking now. Meanwhile, the NDC rep is sitting there trying to be fair and just. Please listen carefully to what I'm saying, Carlos, and I say, God bless you. And finally, I want to do this brief. Hardy, thank you very much. This one is a personal message, so I'm not going to read it. But gentlemen, I'm so sorry. Our time is up. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Next time, we'll give you more time. Fred, thank you so very much. Fred Agonyo is MP for Guan and also...
You brought them
and also as a Guan Wanyako is MP for the Ifia Constituency. My sincere apologies to my two very good friends. No, our time is up. Others will take us off. Don't worry, next week you'll be here, God willing. My name is Audu Moro. Salamu alaikum. Bye-bye.